compensate you for gas, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, they usually
Um,
give you the gas money, and then they also like
and yeah,
pay
they're
for
required to
food
give
and all
you
that.
money for food and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least rather, they're required to compensate you or not refund. What is
Give
the word?
appropriate compensation based off of how much they expect you to have paid for food.
Re-thingy. No, not what is it? The
It's
thing where you give them the
compensation.
receipts and then they give you the money back.
It's compensation.
Reimbursement.
Thank you, reimbursement.
Proper
I
reimbursement.
was
Yeah.
like,
Either
the
that, or
word is on
sometimes
the
they
tip
do it
of my
based on a
brain.
stipend.
Yeah. Yeah, so they'll say you can spend this much per meal or this much per day or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, my business does it based on a stipend.
Mhm.
All I know is I'm gonna get lots of hours so I can fucking save some money.
Mhm.
So, like I said,
Make
I don't
sure
know.
you
I don't
save
know
the
my
receipts though, because get those reimbursements.
Well, I'm probably just gonna eat at Cookhouse and how I'm gonna be there all day long, and I'm not gonna be leaving. And I eat there for free anyways.
I mean, you can get dinner at the end of the day somewhere else.
Well,
You
I'm
know,
probably gonna be there from 11 in the morning to 1 at night. I
okay.
plan to
I
make a
mean,
lot of
then
hours.
breakfast.
Yeah. Right. Breakfast is.
Wow. Anywho,
Yeah, just come
do
on.
we have everyone? We are missing Umbi.
Yes, and you are sitting in her seat.
Am I? Oh,
Yeah.
I am.
Well, I can't get on the computer right now
There we
because
go.
I'm about to feed Emily.
Okay.
Yep. So, as a quick recap, last time we were together, you guys killed a god slayer. With
A weakened form of a god slayer.
Mostly killed him.
yes, mostly killed. Destroyed the material form of the god slayer. Thanks to that,
I think also kind of the soul. We just need to, you know,
kind of.
make it so
gets
that
reformed.
nobody can reconstruct the soul.
Right.
Also very soundly insulted him. But I
So-
did do a good job at trying to pull aggro.
Yes. So
He was a little too angry now.
after
Yeah, someone else pulled aggro too hard.
after the defeat of Kronos, a very nondescript individual approached you, speaking in many voices and many tongues, telling you to come with them. This individual transported you to the meeting plane of the gods, where they all thanked you for your work, but threatened Ephron with,
Hey,
or threatened
Jakur.
Jakkur with a very bad time if he were to continue with what he is doing.
I thought they just threatened him outright and said, don't continue what you're doing.
They threatened you because of what you were doing. If you continue what you're doing, you are likely to die.
Wee death.
Okay.
So I believe basically what you said is, okay, I will slightly change what I'm doing and keep doing it.
Well, he's going to very much change what he's doing to a very different tone. But, I mean, he's not going to stop helping people. He's just going to, not claim he's the god.
Yeah.
But still claim he wants to be a god.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's totally different.
Yeah, claiming you want to be a god versus claiming you are a god is very different. Anyone can claim they want to be a god. and that stirs no issue with divine pantheons. Claiming to be a god takes worship away from more powerful and less powerful gods, and even the less powerful gods are still infinitely stronger than you.
Bingo.
So drawing their wrath is not something you should do.
Yep.
Hey, Mail.
So we left off with you guys basically gating back to Jakur's apartment. Jakur's home.
Here again? God. Can you change your decor? Jakor?
I mean, I could. What would you want me to do? I think that we can get to that later. I think probably quite a few of you have quite a few questions.
Sure.
Why is the fridge not restocked?
Why are you such an idiot?
The fridge is stocked. Sorry, what was I didn't hear? I personally didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, why are you such an idiot?
Well,
Well,
that's probably a much bigger
deeper.
question.
You have a
Um,
book on that?
A simpler answer is I had a misunderstanding and tried to stack the deck as much in our favor as possible for that fight. I seem to have slightly misunderstood some of the old texts, some of the rumors in them. It's very vague about divinity.
We
At
reading the
any
Bible?
rate, it's not exactly. More old arcane texts about how the gods became gods. But when it comes down to it, being that I was the first to start getting these visions, in addition to other factors, I thought that it might be possible that either I had a spark of divinity, as it is called, whether that's a actual thing or if that's some kind of terminology, I don't know. But
Actually, I want you to make a history check right quick.
oh,
Is that like
So I
a
might know.
tickle in your balls, or?
Amazing, and I can't eat it.
with advantage or no?
No.
God, if it's
I
not
will
a
look
tickle in
into
your balls,
Sicanic.
then I don't know what's happening to me.
F? Oh, that's cocked AF. Okay, I'm just gonna drop it into the spinny thing over here. Uh, 18 plus 7 or 8. Let me see.
It's
I don't
18
have
plus
any
7.
beyond that. It is okay. I wasn't sure if it was 7 or 8. at this point.
We'll say it's plus 7 for right now. Either way, it's
I
fine.
mean, if plus 7 is enough, then plus 7.
Yeah. So, you remember you are not actually the first person to get these dreams. You were the first wave of people to get these dreams.
Did he know
Uh,
that? I didn't think he did know that.
You had done some research around and you had discovered that non-elven wizards specifically got that dream right away. All at the same time that you did.
Oh, okay. Was that the research when I found that out? That was after I started though, right?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Yeah, okay. So yeah. So the sentence is still valid, but
Right.
But he later found out otherwise.
But
He was already
after
started,
that,
so oh well.
other arcane casters learned of it, and then finally divine casters learned of it. Typically through intervention via their god.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so, yes, um, of course, later through some research, I found out that the details of that were not exactly accurate. Um, however, in for a penny, in for a pound, right? Um, at that point, I had already set up, well, what I've been referring to as magnificent chapels around the world, and had various people across the plane, um, depending on my aid. And I felt it would be um, wrong to end that, but more than that, some of the old texts um, seem to indicate that
I'm listening.
one can become a god simply by virtue of enough people worshiping them as if they are one. So I decided to try to stack the deck in our favor, um, which, as you could tell by my conversation with uh, the gods, that didn't work out exactly. However, um, it seems to be simply because of the fact that um Kronos was not fully killed. Though his soul was ripped apart,
His balls
his
too.
soul still does technically exist.
So
Um,
I ripped apart his soul's balls.
yes, sort of. You ripped apart his body's balls, his the material form of him.
Mm.
Um,
His 4 physical
I
balls were
I
destroyed by
ripped the
you.
soul to shreds. The spell that I was casting repeatedly. Thank you for the vampire blood again. Um, I will make sure that I either
Kendroth,
acquire
you look
some for
over at
you.
Kendroth and he seems uh he is looking into a book you have not seen before, and he looks a bit perplexed.
He's trying to figure out the ball part.
And like mid sentence, as I'm saying, that, is everything all right, Kendroth? I mean, obviously, the whole me being having gods pissed off at me and all that in 10 years die, blah blah blah. Not great, but you seem particularly concerned considering we have just
I'm
survived.
gone from the material plane for 50 years.
Yes. Only 50? It seemed like they were saying quite a lot longer than that.
We spent merely a few moments in the meeting place of the gods where time is not a thing.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I'm confused
we
as to why
were
you said
gone
only 50.
for 50 years. Oh dear.
50 years of the material plane has passed.
That's gonna take some explaining. I wonder if the rent's paid.
My family.
Well-
No, it should be covered. I had that covered.
Well, the biggest issue is
the food in your fridge.
he shows the book, and it is basically a map of the world, political and geographic. And the political lines are very different from what you recall. In fact, over in the Far East, where Mahold is specifically, it's spread its reach to nearly span the entire continent. So the issue is, and he taps
Are
it
we
twice.
still in the same nation currently?
Yes, we
Back
are.
to the future.
He taps
At least we're not outlaws.
Mahold twice,
Yeah.
and a little
Is the
Oh.
what?
We just lost you, Devo, it seems.
A
I
widow,
think they
widow.
may
Can you hear me now?
had their internet connection go out for a second.
Okay. Yeah,
there we
I had to close Discord right quick because it
Ah.
So
You've also left the table.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys seem to have lost internet connection for a moment.
Lovely.
Yeah.
All right. So Mahold, he taps Mahold twice, and it brings up a minor illusion, that more or less depicts some statistics of the country. And that is populations. In sort of line graphs. You see that a majority of the populace is slaves. By the population of slaves is about 80% of the population.
Mahold, if I remember correctly, was the
is-
one that we consider to be the evil nation or whatever, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
In addition,
This isn't
there
due to
are
that. Sorry.
there are a large number of undead and chromatic dragons.
Oh dear.
Is this any? Do you guys think it's anywhere related to what originally happened to us? Opening that gate,
Opening which gate?
the gate that was open where we were captured.
Yeah, the
Oh,
one that
you
we
mean
created in the very,
the-
very beginning of our
The
adventure.
thingy, the when
The
we all
abomination.
met.
Yeah.
The abomination thing. Aberration.
Well, there
Was
don't
it an
appear to
aberration?
be.
So, from my understanding, you said that they were aberrations, and it does not appear that there are many aberrations, if any at all, within this nation.
On a
But-
side note, that book must have been very helpful when you woke back up.
Yes.
Quick question for DM.
Yes.
So, knowledge on my own patron and the sort of madness and chaotic blah 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 blah.
Religion, arcana, whatever.
How much interest is there in undead and slavery? Because slavery is a form of order, so I would think that anything
Right.
involving
That's true.
slavery probably wouldn't be related to that stuff just outright.
Yeah, out of
Um,
character, it would surprise me.
So, I'm just going to use her passive right now. You're pretty sure that slavery goes against his whole idea, because with slavery leads at least some form of order.
Yeah.
And you were talking about undead, right? So undead are kind of fun little creations that he likes, because they break the whole order of the cosmos in what is dead should be dead. That's one of the most fundamental laws of the cosmos. So he is a little bit happy about that.
But large numbers of undead does not mean in such a game would be involved in it so much as just they wouldn't mind the undead presence.
Correct.
Caught none of that.
That's because her finger was over her mic. So she was asking whether or
She
not.
also has it muted in.
So she was just asking whether or not undead were what he was looking for, or it's just a thing, and it's more
A thing
just
that
a
amuses
thing.
Undead lives matter.
Sure.
Basically, the powers
God.
that were involved with creating the gate don't mind undead presence, but wouldn't necessarily go
But
out
they're
of their
not
way to just
pro-undead.
make hordes of undead.
Okay, yeah. And the place where this is what, the northeast continent?
Let me just grab my.
Well, I mean, they
map
might
right
make hordes of
quick.
undead sometimes, but
Because this
hordes of
isn't
undead
on
is not
Lenora,
a
right?
great.
Correct. This is not on
Landor, sorry.
Landora. This is the northeast continent.
Okay.
Northeast. So, if I could be DM again, that'd be helpful.
Oh, yes.
So it's more like they like undead. Who knows? Hordes of undead could come from said thing, but there is no like this
So,
happened, therefore hordes of undead.
They're not
Definitely, like
pro-undead.
it's very,
Yeah.
it's unlikely to be related. And then
so
coupled with no aberrations and slavery, very, very unlikely to be related.
Yeah.
So this is more or less the shape of the continent that is in question. This is where Mahold, the capital, is. And this is the stretch of their influence as far as the book is concerned.
What is the stretch of their influence? Sorry.
Where the lines, so where these
The big
lines
section on-
are, this
Okay.
big
Oh,
section.
okay. So the
is-
center. Okay.
Yes.
And
Yes.
because I probably would have been vaguely familiar with this before, where was it prior? It was just that region there?
Yep.
Okay.
They are conquesting their continent, and then they'll expand to
And-
ours.
One more thing. What's the spelling of that again?
Of Mahold?
Yeah, thank you.
It's spelled as you would
Sorry, I'm
expect.
making a note because I didn't have it
Yep.
in my notes. For
MAHHOLDEE, and the E's are silent.
No. That would be
Is it Mahol
Maholdi.
or Mahold?
E's wouldn't be
Mahold.
silent.
It's my hole.
Mahold.
MYHOLE.
Mahol. I hold it.
My hole's gone bigger. Taking over.
Oh gosh. Okay.
What was that guy's name? Goatsy?
Oh no. Focusing.
Stop focusing on my hole.
Oh dear, that's concerning. All right. I find myself curious if the king is still the king here. I would presume likely so. Didn't seem like he would age out by now.
You do know it has been 50 years and the individual was a tiefling, so the likelihood that he has
Or at
aged
least
out.
appeared to be.
No, he appeared to be an Asimar. He
Oh,
was in
right,
fact a
appeared to be an
tiefling.
Asimar. Right. Sorry. Continue.
But the major issue is that he was in his mid to late 30s,
Yeah.
and it has been about 50 years, so the likelihood that he is either old and more a figurehead now, or one of his sons has taken up control is much higher.
Part of me is inclined to send a message to the king we knew and check in, see if he is still king, but at the same time, I don't know that that would necessarily be wise.
Do we have some kind of means to get in contact with them?
Just say, hey, we've been gone a
Sorry,
little
I
while. We
couldn't hear
noticed
you.
things are a little different. How you holding up?
Basically, yeah. I was basically, hey, so we accidentally were gone for like 50 years. Are you still the king? Are you still alive? And are you still in power? Is everything okay?
Jakori, is that pot roast I put in your oven before we left? Is that okay? So
Was that pot roast good? I tried a new recipe.
I put a candy bar here somewhere.
Pot roast
I told you the
50
fridge
years
needs to be
ago? I don't
restocked.
remember.
Just waiting for it to rise.
You told me earlier the fridge was stocked. I told you it needed to be stocked. It's all rotten.
So yeah, in that case, yes, that is probably true. Because though he would have
Oh.
gotten it, he at the time did not have the money to have a fridge
Oh
of
my god.
stuff lasts forever.
Jakori,
Yeah.
I just remember before we left, I took a shit and I forgot to flush.
Oh dear. And that will be quite a bit of prestidigitation to clean that up. But the charms on this place may have held.
I don't know,
Um,
man.
Looking with
that
Odin's
was a
eye,
doozy.
it does look like most of the charms and wards have held up over the time. There are a
so
few
far,
minor
everything seems
ones
to be
that
intact.
there are a few minor ones that don't really matter as much that
Yeah.
fell off.
But the ones that are going to keep it from smelling like shit have.
Yeah. The ones that'll
Okay,
keep it from smelling like shit, the ones that'll keep the wood intact, the ones that'll keep all the paint from chipping.
Yeah.
That stuff is all still intact.
I think it should be all right. The wards seem to be still in place. Um,
So how are we gonna find out what's happened?
Well, I mean, we're right by a college.
Just go ask around?
I figure we'll check in with the college. Do we want to find out
Do you
if
want to peek
the
outside
king is
first?
still the king?
I mean, we might be able to figure that out just at the college.
Well,
Certainly
yes.
wouldn't hurt
What I
to-
meant is, should I do sending to the king? And
I would recommend against that.
that's
At
kind of
least
what I was
until
thinking.
we've gathered more information.
Information,
Yes.
then deciding. Let's do that.
For various reasons, it may be safer to summon, well, request the presence of whoever's currently the Archmage to here, as opposed to us strolling through the town. we don't know what the state of things might be.
I've already requested access to the college,
Very
and
good.
we are permitted within the premises.
What was it?
Do we
And Dorothi is not
Yes.
affected by all this?
It seems there was some effect to Andorithi, but
Nothing apparent.
not as much as to be concerned about.
Okay.
The power of Andorithi likely holds most of those sorts of changes at bay for quite a long time.
Mm-hmm. I thought like
At
it's
this
like its own
point,
kind of entity.
Kendroth takes his exit of your apartment, and you can see that the streets are in.
He has his own exit.
I mean, he's leaving, is what he's saying.
Okay.
You can see that the streets are a bit more. They've been upgraded a little bit.
Ooh.
Okay.
The roads are a bit smoother. The
Why does everyone have K-pop fashion on? Fuck.
there are it is early night, like 9 in the evening. And you can see that there are basically road lights. And you can tell Jakur specifically that they are ever burning torches.
Okay. I presume some of the venues that Jakur frequented are significantly more sizable than they were before, considering he
Charge.
dumped a bunch of coin on a lot
There's
of
more
people
McDonald's
before
around.
they left.
Yeah. There have been some sizable upgrades. But there is actually another wall to the college itself.
Nobody can still
Okay.
buy a PS5.
PS5 still out of stock.
Yeah.
At this point, Kendroth approaches the guards at the gate and explains that he has requested admittance and been granted it, and this applies for him and all of his companions.
And
The
I am
guards.
wearing
I guess
my
I'm
blue
out.
robes
Fuck.
at the time.
The guards verify his story and allow you all in. You all get into the first floor where a graying gnome greets you. Hello, I've heard that you have been missing for about 50 years.
Oh dear, I just realized
Did you
something.
miss us?
I am the current archivist here, the one in charge.
The other one graduated?
You could say that.
You're the upgrade? Eh? Eh?
Uh,
Eh.
upgrade sent to war, same thing, right?
Oh, okay. That's what's been going on, huh? Damn.
But we have to get to the battlefront before it gets to us, so it makes sense that the college would be involved.
Exactly.
Yay, we're back.
And it is wonderful that you are. We will have some individuals taking account of your story, and once it is told, we will be sending you all off to the front lines if you have no argument.
figured that might be the case.
But you're
I'm
all
all for killing some slavers.
But you're all strapping young heroes. You'll agree to this, correct?
I don't know what you're
I
talking
don't know about young, but
Well,
No
younger than
longer a
me, at
young
least.
man.
we will definitely play a part.
I have
What
slapped
part
a
that
god
is
killer's
yet
balls
to be
once or
decided.
twice, yes.
Um,
We
the
need to get our
gnome
bearings.
gestures for you to follow
Will there
him
be
as he
gold?
turns. There will be payment. He gestures for you
I
to follow
Can I
him
have slaves
towards
as
the
payment?
elevators.
yeah. I
I,
look over.
Heal.
I look over at Roland and then telepathically say to him, "Trust me, we've got more gold than they're ever going to be able to pay us for our services.
When Owl
We
says
won't
that,
be doing this just for the gold."
He
I very
responds.
silently
I
punch
can
him in
always
the
use more
nuts.
gold.
You punch him in the nuts.
You only hit these diamond nuts, okay?
Go ahead and roll to hit.
Eating
Sure, I can roll for you.
I cast stone skin on my balls.
Whack.
That is a
Wait,
10
is she
plus
punching Ro in the nuts or
owl, booty boy.
Owl.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear what Hootie Boy said.
So
The
that's a
owl said he
9
wanted
to
to have the
hit.
slaves for his reward.
That doesn't hit.
Oh.
Because you have a -1 strength and are not proficient in punching? 9. You're covering your mic again.
Damn. Well, at least I tried.
I try to
Want me to do it for you?
I try to glaze her knee with my nuts. No, we're good. We're good.
Try to glaze it or graze it. Those are two totally different things when referring
whatever
to
is the
nuts.
softer one.
Moving on. So you all go up the elevator.
Yes.
Yep.
Forgive the crassness, but we are going to have to question you all separately
Oh, here we go
as
again.
to the occurrence.
After 50 years,
You're
my
covering
memory
your
is not
mic
as
again.
good as it was.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't hear whatever you said. If you said
Oh,
something, and I'm
Umbe's
waiting
on a
for
phone call.
response.
Umbe was
Ah.
on a phone call.
Okay. But yeah,
All right,
Jakir
I'm
would
back.
say,
What happened?
as expected, nothing.
You're all going to have to be questioned separately.
Ah.
Strange, but okay.
So he gestures to
So they haven't earned their trust yet.
a door
Yeah.
a door for each of you.
It's an entirely different group of people, and more than that, like I said, this would be in character. It's an entirely different group of people, and more than that, they probably aren't entirely sure that we are us, considering that us was probably considered gone quite a bit ago, though
Nobody
the
would choose to wear your face. so-
preparations I put into place for my residence would be taken care of for quite a while because, well, wizards do sometimes just disappear for a long time. They would still presume us likely dead.
Kendroth does add, plus in addition we did gate into their city.
That too. Technically, we gated into my apartment, but
Which
as they're not
could be
entirely sure that I am
considered
me,
even worse.
yes. Yes, considering that they are not entirely sure that I am me. So
Yeah, welcome by the way. Yeah, we took care of all that.
So you all take your respective seats in your simple stone box rooms
roomy things, yep.
behind a table. As you sit down, before each of you, there is a projection of a individual. This one is a half-orc. I will be the one questioning you today.
All right.
Starting with you. You hear the voice, Jakor. What is your name and what is your purpose in the city?
Jakur Ruby Iron Eye. Returning from the mission once we were set. The fight with the Titan seems to have taken us on a path that was not directly in line with the normal flow of time.
You can see the image writing down on a piece of paper. All of you do see the image writing on a piece of paper and glancing up at each of you respectively. And the next one is Thom to be questioned. So this takes a little bit longer. Then Umbe, you hear the voice say, "Next we'll go with you. What is your name and what is your purpose for being in the city?"
My name is Ren. Before we left, we were working with the college and living at Jakur's place. And so when we were done with what we were doing, the natural thing was to go back home and report to the college. We didn't realize how much time had passed.
Which one is Jakur to you?
The gnome.
He nods, and this time his eyes go directly to you, Owl. And you, what is your name and purpose for being within the city?
My name is Al Noan, and apart from looking for knowledge, my history, I'm traveling with these companions of mine, and we were given a couple jobs. One job, last job, sent us off yonder to kill or take care of a problem. This god killer thingamajig, big dude. We slapped his balls, took care of that, came back. Suddenly, I'm
We
not
hear
old,
his
but other people
testimony.
old. I don't know what's going
None
on
of you
here.
hear each other's testimony, no.
Okay.
I mean, I was expecting that cute, girl to be around the corner at the restaurant that we used to go to. Boom, it's an old lady. Ick, and now we come here and yeah, we got to talk to you guys and figure out what's going on with the world after 50 years. I mean, I thought this place would be upgraded more, but obviously, at 50 years, I guess isn't that much. Looking at the streets, still kind of cruddy, I gotta tell you, but yeah, I don't mind. It's got a nice vibe, so yeah.
He raises his hand. The next to be interviewed is Kendroth. Then he looks at you, Roland. And you, what is your name and what is your reason for being in this city?
My name's Roland Silent Leaf. I believe that's what I don't even know my own name. Gosh, it's been so long.
It is Roland Silentleaf.
Yeah. All right. And then I just
I did the same
coming
thing.
back from a
Oh,
mission
gosh.
where we
I've come here to get the best biceps.
Get jacked, bro.
Right, bro.
Just coming back with the crew after killing some beings, that's all.
We'll put it
And what were these
TikToks.
beings that you slew?
Some god slayer. I don't remember his name off the top of my head.
All right. You all hear the voice at this point. It seems all of your stories line up. So you have either been telling the truth or you have coordinated this. You
What
all
about
see
both?
below you. You all see below you a circle appear. Those of you with a passive arcana, basically 10 plus your arcana score, of 12 or higher, recognize this as a zone of truth.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can
You
someone
may
check what my Arcana score is?
Yeah, sure. You so.
your passive
If I can
arcana is
find the
higher.
menu.
Your passive arcana is 14.
I don't know what's going on.
Alright, I just remembered how to bring my character back up, so I won't need to ask that again.
This is a zone of truth. If you resist the zone of truth, it will be assumed that you are lying.
Naturally.
If you do not, then you will not be able to lie. This is
I do
just a
not resist.
precaution. Do any of you resist?
No.
Nope.
Okay, then no one resists.
All right.
I feel like if we were around a table, all of us would have looked at Al.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah, like I just saw like as a gaming group sitting at a table in someone's kitchen, just like that questions asked, and then everyone looks at Al.
I
You
try
hear
to
him
tell the
ask
orc that he's
one
beautiful.
more. You hear the orc ask one more question. Is what you have told me so far true?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the lady that I saw on the street, yeah, is unfortunately gotten ugly. And your city streets are a little bit cruddy.
He raises his hand.
Yes.
Very well.
And we did slap some balls. Just want to put it out there. It's the truth.
Then, at this point, I have no further reason to question you. As well, I have no further reason to doubt you, other than to ask one question. Do you mean ill will to Onderethi, its people, or its property?
No, I would suspect we are going to be quite a boon to
I-
all those mentioned.
I only mean ill will to Jakur's house.
Specifically his toilet.
His toilet, yes.
Same. I mean, no ill will.
I mean no ill will toward any people.
Very well. And you all hear the door unlock, and the image fades. You all take your exit from your respective
Yes.
rooms, and you all meet up in the hall.
Thank God he didn't question us about
All,
drugs. Oh
all
my
except for Thom,
Thumb,
Mm.
thumb,
whose
thumb.
door does not open.
Is there something wrong regarding the compatriot that we had?
I don't know.
Tommy boy.
You
He
hear
seems to still
very,
be being questioned.
you hear very
Hmm.
loud banging coming from the room where Thom went in.
What'd you do, Thom?
And
He's
at
currently
this
getting raped.
point, you see a large indent occur into the solid iron door
Hmm.
that looks
Uh,
about the shape of the corner of the metal table.
I don't think Tom's get.
Looks like he'll be out pretty soon, one way or the
Yeah,
other.
yeah. I don't think it's gonna hold him.
I just wait.
Eventually, Thumb breaks through the door.
I go for a high five.
What
I
happened?
just say to him casually, "So what happened?"
I don't like fucking magic fucking with my head.
Ah,
he
you
just-
refuse the truth
And he
stone.
just walks down to the elevator and just drops. Like the elevator doesn't catch him at all and he just falls.
See ya, Thom.
You hear a fairly loud bang as he hits the ground, and as you guys follow him, you see him walk out of the college. Kendroth says, I'll deal with him. And
Yeah,
Kendroth goes off to follow. But you do see some of the guards try to stop Thom. One of the guards gets punched square in the jaw and sent careening back about 10 feet, and the other guard just steps back.
Mhm. Actually, considering that for us, not 24 hours has passed, are we still telepathically linked?
Yes.
I'll say just generally to the group via the telepathic link. Thumb, let me know if there's any issues with your shop that we might be able to help with in some way.
No need. I got it.
Thom, love you.
Yes,
Bye bye.
of course. But if you need help, I know you are disinclined to ask for it, but please do if you need to.
At this point,
Look to the rest of the group.
the gnomish individual that introduced himself as the archivist appears beside you all. Well, that was certainly interesting.
Yeah, he's not big on truth zones, I guess. I don't know.
I can
I'd presume
tell.
that's what happened.
I can tell.
He's good.
I mean,
Don't
if
worry
I could
about
punch
him.
that hard with my charisma, hey.
I am just very glad that he did not decide to take the tower down with him.
He probably could have if he wanted to.
Precisely my
I
point.
mean, yeah, probably. I don't think the wards would have held.
The table in there is bolted to the ground.
Well, yes. I mean, he's punched through several. I think weren't they mithril
mean,
doors? Or
you
no, they
could've-
weren't mithril doors. I would have stolen those.
I mean,
You could have always
he lifted
argued.
up the wall.
You could have always
He
argued
also
and
lifted up how heavy
told
was that
him
thing?
that the pen is mightier than, you know. Could have.
I
Like
say
how-
to him, you know the huge, safe-looking house down the lane that's probably been vacant for like 50 years?
Yes, yes.
That's his place. He just lifts it up and gets inside. That's how he gets inside.
I see.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's his workshop.
That's
I
what I
see.
try to do with my depression.
Lift it up and get inside.
I can never
I don't
get
think you want to
inside
get
resolve
inside
it.
that.
No, I can't get out. It's too heavy.
At any rate, who's the current Archimage?
That would
Actually,
be
out
me.
of character, is Archivist the same thing? It's not.
Archivist seems to be the new title for it.
Ah.
That would be me.
Oh,
We changed the title to Archivist about 25 years ago.
does it still work the same?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's
Anyway.
just
No proper
because
school.
because
Is
we
it
are
edgier?
a collection of knowledge and study, they figured archivist would be a better fit.
I guess
rather
that
than
probably makes people a lot less nervous of us. Yeah.
precisely.
Anyways, at any rate, don't worry, I'm not interested. I don't want that kind of responsibility. Um,
Cough, Mr. Ego cough.
he
Jakor?
can plane shift anywhere.
Jakor?
Yes.
You remember the conversation you were having with, the big people? The people that
Yeah.
weren't happy? Yeah, if 50 years
Yeah.
have passed, what if
No, see,
those,
we'd be
churches
good
have taken
because
on, further development?
well, no, it would be from the time we returned.
No,
So
he has a point. There might be even more to undo.
Yeah.
oh no, totally. Yeah, no, that's what I realized when we were in the office. The
Now you're
bards
gonna have
were
like 50
paid
different sects.
quite a lot. And the world didn't end. So yeah. Also, I
We only
wasn't
got
able
50 years
to
worth of shit to undo.
make the
It's gonna be the
addendum
Abrahamic
to it
Ephron.
that
There's
I
gonna be Christian
expected
Ephron.
to.
There's
Also, well, I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that you were a gnome, you'd also have to worry about the fact that mysteriously haven't
Your
aged
lifespan.
50 years. It's a good thing
Well,
you're
no,
a
I mean
gnome.
that actually. Oh, that kind of goes with it, doesn't it?
Mr. Archivist, do you know of any
Hmm.
people having circumcisions under the god Jakor by any chance? Or
What? There was nothing in the book about circumcisions.
the sects, dude,
I
they
don't-
change. They just make up their own stuff.
I mean, I guess, yeah. That does happen with gods.
You did have a whole line of medical things for different things. You never know. Maybe hey, circumcision, medical. This would be up his alley.
True, but well, it was more of a self-reliance and being, able to hold oneself up sort of vibe that I was going with. So
It's
You're
easier to
going
hold
to have
yourself
to
up with less
dismantle-
skin.
theory,
You're probably
there
going
might-
to have to dismantle your own church.
I'm not
well,
really real. Don't believe me.
Technically, I might just have to sort of make a couple addendums to it. Maybe.
It's gonna be like the life of Brian. I'm not the Messiah. He is the Messiah.
Yeah, exactly. God damn
it. I chuckle to myself and
So I
Yeah.
presume Madonna's still alive.
Oop.
So what's been going on? The front lines and stuff we're talking about.
So,
Everything burnt to
Did
a
we make a
crisp.
preemptive strike?
well, the biggest issue seems to be the fact that they have employed what seems like an infinite number of undead.
Nice.
Some of the spies for the kingdom have uncovered that what they have been doing is having the slaves work for them, and when the slaves die, because of course
make
they
them
treat them
undead.
harshly, they make them undead and send them to the front lines.
Mm.
I mean, that only makes sense.
And every conquest brings more slaves.
Exactly.
And in every conquest, they kill enemies, and enemies become their troops of undead.
Precisely. And the biggest issue is the king of that region.
He's a lich.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
Because of course, why wouldn't it be a lich?
So
Yeah.
Scry and Fry? Just kidding.
Well, I mean, maybe.
No, no, no.
No, no, no. Literally, scry and fry. Cast the spell through the scry spell.
If you could manage that, you would be managing something no one has been able to accomplish in years.
Well,
Well, he is a
kill a titan.
god. He proclaimed.
Yes, he's a god.
Oh, well,
All praise Shakur.
that's not my fault.
we are
Completely.
we are going to be
I
your
believe it is
demise.
Gonna be gone for
directly your
30,
fault.
40, 50 years.
I
We
believe
are
it is
gonna be his
directly
demise.
your fault.
He's gonna stand in front of all the gods, and they're gonna be like, "So have you gotten rid of every single follower you have?" And he says, "Yes." And then we raise our hands.
Sorry, what did the archivist say?
If you manage to do a spell through a scribe, you will
Oh, I
have
thought he said something after that
No,
when we were
no.
talking about the god thing. Oh, okay.
no. He's
Well,
just standing and watching this buffoonery.
You
so
never have like a good time
on
with
the
your friends here?
plus side, if there are a bunch of followers and I get a spark of divinity, I'll become a moderately powerful deity.
And I hope
That's
you
an
still
upside
talk
to the
like that
problem.
as a deity.
Or
It's an
Well,
upside
I
to the
guess
problem.
you guys could follow me. I don't know, maybe.
Or
will
more likely you
state
just die.
this. I will state this.
See,
Most gods have weapons that can kill other gods.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
So
I
wouldn't they
know.
also be god
And-
slayers?
That's a whole
What
different
the
problem.
fuck?
No, the Godslayer title was earned by Kronos for killing thousands of gods.
Thousands.
you don't become a
Yes.
slayer.
What
You
happened
just
to
Yeah,
the
go
gods
Romans?
kill each
You
other
have
to
to kill,
get
like-
each other's power out of character.
Fucking
Yeah.
Highlander. Here
More or
we
less, yeah.
are.
Yeah.
But Kronos just said, okay, you know what? Fuck you all. I'm gonna kill you. And
Yeah.
he has.
Hmm.
He
until
just
we
doesn't have that
destroy his
much
body.
worship, which is
balls.
why he's not so much of a divine as he is a titan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, where is that elf that was with
But
you?
this is probably
full
totally a huge ass problem because he probably he would have paid the bards quite handsomely, so they would have been still working for quite a long time.
Yep.
Singing the same song for 50
You have a
years.
curse
Yeah.
to yourself.
There hasn't been any new
What's the
deeds.
city?
Excuse me,
And then he
Jakur, was
disappeared.
it? Yes?
Yes,
You can communicate with the elf that ran off, correct?
correct. Yeah.
Can you ask him to come back here?
Sure. Is there any particular reason?
I have questions I need to ask him.
Kendroth, the archivist, I say over the telepathic link,
Yeah,
the archivist
Just
has
say it
more
out loud.
questions for you.
and you see Kendroth just walk forward out of nothingness. Yes? Ah, good. We know that you are a Syndral elf, meaning you are possibly eons old, possibly near infinite in age. We need to know whether or not you have heard the name Anherarak. Kindroth racks his brain for a bit. Yes, actually, I have heard of that name. He was an elven wizard, if I recall correctly. Last I heard, his name was about, a millennia and a half ago. Well,
Oh,
that is
dear.
the name. That is the name of the king of that region. So
Oh dear.
that is an issue. Kendroth just nods. All right. And you say he is a lich now. So that's an issue. I think I'm. Do you know how many phylacteries he has? The archivist just shakes his head. All right. Well, I remember he had a deep fascination with the astral plane. So that's a place to start, but then again, it is infinite and nearly impossible to find anything if you don't know where you're looking for it. He also was quite fond of the idea of making people work for rewards. So he might have one of them in a deeper layer of the Nine Hells along the River Styx, meaning you would have to travel along the entire River Styx to actually get to it. Which could take lifetimes. And then, in addition, if I recall correctly, he did have somewhat of a fascination with the Shadowfell. But I don't know how deep that resided. If that will be all, I shall take my leave once more. The archivist just nods and says, "That's all I needed to know." And Kendroth vanishes. So, 3 possible locations. Do you want to go to the front lines and kill an endless horde of undeads, or do you want to go and find some possibly not even there phylacteries? The choice is yours.
We will likely do a modicum of both in the end.
Now, I will say this. Their horde of undead are basically lined with have a small belt strap, and he produces a cord of lead sulfide with this.
Oh dear. Well, he is a lich.
Making it nearly impossible to teleport in or out of his region. Because he has done this to his troops, it is safe to assume that he has also done something of equal measure or greater to his phylacteries.
Indeed.
I say we nuke it.
Well, you have to find it first.
I meant the undead army.
That's the same problem, but
Part of the problem is we don't have much to go by as to even trying to find them.
yes. And that's why I said we'll probably do a bit of both. I think we need to find a solution to the undead army so that we can be more competent in fighting back. Does not sound very optimistic might be the word I would use for the current fight. I can see why he was able to take over so much. How long ago did he start taking over territory?
35 years ago. He has been
Oh.
slow and methodical about it,
That's at least somewhat comforting.
but his
Means you're
advance
not going
has sped
fast.
up recently.
That's less comforting.
I mean, as he expands, he's slowly going to have more and more troops to expand faster with.
feel-
Likely the cause.
I feel concerned about this. I think we should pray to our god Jakor to help us.
Indeed, I believe
We're
the
just
god
sort of
Jakor
like
can save us.
slowly face palms. Just like, oh dear. Forget. Was it an out of character
there-
joke or something
Are
that
there
that Owl
ways?
did in character trying to go
Everything's in
to
character.
my
Yeah.
So he did in front of the gods try to get to my heaven.
No, I didn't. No. I was gonna go join my friend.
Okay.
So is there a way or some kind of way for us to home in better on these things?
You're asking
The
if there's a
phylacteries?
A better way or something that we might be able to use, or are we just like just going into the dark?
I like the dark. We should do that. Just go into the dark.
It seems like at this point it's more along the lines of Into the Unknown.
Yeah, I mean, I believe they have no clue where it is. The
Great.
biggest clue that they have of where it is what Kendrock just told them.
What do we got?
So
The entire Shadow Belt,
Just
Just
possibly.
ask the lich.
Along the river Styx somewhere. Or in the astral plane somewhere. All
Yeah.
of which
Yeah.
are very large places to look.
All infinite.
yeah,
Well,
that too. All in.
We can't-
Is the river
Well,
Styx
I guess we
considered
can't
infinite?
scry for these things. Huh?
The river Styx
Yes.
isn't considered infinite, but there is
I thought it was.
no, because there is an end to it in the ninth circle.
Right.
Consider
it
Therefore, it
infinite
cannot be
intelligence there.
infinite. Well, if there is a limit to it, then it can't be infinite.
So I guess we don't know anybody else that knows this dude.
Is there a beginning?
But it could be.
Yes, it is. Kind of. The river runs through all the plains.
Is there a beginning?
I'm not.
Because if there's no
entirely
beginning, then
sure.
it could be infinite.
But I mean,
Not
if it runs
Infinite
to the
in one
plains, where the plane this
direction.
guy's from? Our plane here?
It has an end point but no start point. It would be infinite in one direction.
Yeah,
only.
it'd be like a ray rather than a line.
Man, if I was a lich, I'd just like
Yeah.
hide my phylactery in the most obvious fucking spot, because everyone's like, "You're always gonna be hidden out there beyond our reach of the universe," you know. And it's just no. Everyone goes looking.
So
for
what
it.
you're
It's like,
saying is you would have your phylactery dangling from your neck.
Yeah, nobody would know. Fucking know.
We could have a phylactery there.
Honestly, that might be one of the safest spots you could hide it.
Right, because
Yeah.
how they have to get through you to get to it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially because liches don't need to eat, sleep, breathe,
Yeah.
anything like that. So, how are you gonna approach them?
I mean, since we know now a little bit more about his previous name, yeah,
Yeah,
would there be any literature, anybody else that we might be able to figure out that has
you
connection with him? That we
you can try to find some. I
Mhm.
mean, you're in the biggest repository of knowledge in
Yeah.
the world, and
Yeah.
they
Just throwing
haven't
out
really
ideas,
been
what do you
able
guys
to
think?
find much info.
Yeah, but they didn't know his
Yeah, they've
previous
probably
name, right?
been looking.
We would have to find some
No, they
ancient
told
ruin
us.
probably
No, Kindroth told
that
them.
has somehow
No,
preserved.
Kindroth told them what was going on with him.
But also
They
They knew a
told
name.
Kindroth his name.
his name used to be, right?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, and Herarak.
Before that.
But
right?
like if they don't have
No,
info
no,
here,
they
the only
told
way we
him in
find it,
Herarak.
Yeah.
But he knew him as
and
a
he
different
told him
name.
what he knew. He knew him as an elven wizard,
As in Herarak.
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
He knew him before he was a lich.
Yes.
Okay, all I heard was heroin addict, but okay.
And that's why he's a
Difference.
that's why he's a lich now.
Yeah.
So his dealer
This is what
owns his
drugs
phylactery.
do to you.
Dude, bro, I'll give you my phylactery.
It's
Just
like
please.
those posters.
But what are you
Honestly,
talking about? The flashes are making it more for him.
honestly, some of the best drug would probably be the liquid from inside a lich's phylactery. That would probably mess you up
Fair.
the fucking fastest.
Yeah.
I do.
He-
I
he
do
went to the,
phylactery
like, hardest thing
enemas.
he
Thank
could
you very
find.
much.
All right, kids, don't do phylacteries.
Phylactery
Yeah.
enema.
Anyways, phylacteries are
Enemalactery.
bad. Okay. Um.
But it's so good.
All right, we need to detective this, and I know we're the
You're
best.
muted, hombre.
We're the best detectives, gang.
Oh gosh, we need it. We need to make an organization called Fair. Phylacteries are bad or whatever. I don't. What the hell does
Husbando,
Dare stand
you
for?
start smelling,
Dare?
sniffing out phylactery.
Drugs are
Yeah, you
really
know the
excellent.
stupid program.
I'm not some drug dog.
See, the problem is, all I can remember is
Use
the
your
jokes that
biceps.
me and my friends made when we were in those stupid classes.
Yeah, yeah. I can never
I can't
remember
even
what
remember
the
their
fuck it
actual
stands
song
for.
because I remember our version went, "Too bad, so sad, drugs are everywhere."
Yeah, yeah.
I had advance was what we called ours before
Oh,
they
yeah?
changed it. It was and it
mean-
wasn't just drugs. It was also alcohol and gangs, and it was
Well, you know,
yeah.
I mean, they talked about that in
My,
ours.
my
too.
Yeah.
schools were basically resigned to the understanding that in small country towns there's nothing to do but drugs and each other.
Nice. Why do I live in the city? Fucking hell. So is there a way to like we have any leads?
You have a name,
No.
and you have somewhere in the Astral Sea, somewhere along the River Styx, probably in one of the lower levels of the Nine Hells, and somewhere in the Shadowfell, maybe.
Awesome.
We've already been to the Shadowfell, right? Might as well go back.
I guess we can't scry them in some way or from, can we?
Probably not.
Almost definitely not.
Hmm. I mean, without like even just a general location.
How hard would
Like,
it be
I'm
to,
kind of.
How hard would it be to try to figure out where they are based on finding places that can't be scryed?
It would
There's
take an
probably a lot
infinite amount
places
of
that
time.
can't be scried.
Because there's an infinite amount of space in the actual sea that probably can be scried.
Because you would have to scry through all of the plane.
Which is infinite.
What if you
Yeah.
had like a part
There's probably a
of
bunch
him
of
or
things
his
there that
history,
are not scryable.
Yeah.
like something
Right.
he owns or owned.
Well, a phylactery doesn't have to have that kind of a connection.
Hmm.
It's not a Horcrux.
Yeah.
It's not Harry.
Well,
a
even a
phylactery
Horcrux
can-
doesn't need to have a connection like that. It's just
Right, it
that,
can
you
just
know,
be something
Voldemort
meaningful.
wanted it to have a connection.
Yeah.
It could be a
He
fucking
wanted
shoe. Like,
Yeah. He wanted
could've
it to be
made
meaningful
it into a
because he's
shoe and threw it into a dump, and Harry would have never been able to find it. Like,
yeah. He wanted it to be meaningful to him because he's a shitty
Yeah.
fucking villain.
Treacherous,
Yeah.
thank
Right.
you.
I mean,
Yeah, basically.
if he
That's like-
wasn't so fucking
a good
obsessed with
person.
magic, right? And
Yeah.
he actually thought about shit. It's just like, what's fucking Harry's mother's love gonna do against a fucking Glock?
Yeah.
Shoot
Yeah.
the fucking baby. Problem solved.
Well, it might not be, actually.
Don't shoot the baby.
Because, I mean, remember how Neville got his powers? Because Neville got his powers by being dangled out of the window by his grandfather, who didn't think he had magic, trying to scare the magic out of him. Then his or his uncle, sorry. And then his uncle was offered tea and dropped his ass, and he bounced down the lane, right?
Yeah.
What says
true.
that a scared baby couldn't like make itself not bullet?
Fair.
So I would say that he couldn't necessarily, because that's my same argument with like people like, well, why didn't he just like drop him? I mean, he's a baby. He just dropped the baby. But like
They're
the same
rubber
argument.
body spells.
Like, yeah.
So
So I don't know. Maybe not.
You can always shoot him. If that doesn't work, then you use magic on him.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unless the bullet rebounds and gets him. Voldemort tries to shoot him, same result. Although I guess at that point he'd be
the
better
best
off because he
way-
wouldn't have had the whole like magic
The
protecting him
best
thing.
way to hunt
Well, we
for
already have some
phylactery would be to use the legend lore spell.
Yeah,
Probably.
some of those scrolls. Yeah.
Probably. Legend lore would
that might
probably get you
actually
some
work.
good
Yeah.
information.
Wouldn't we?
We didn't use all of them. We only had
I mean,
5 or so, right? That we had, or 4.
Yeah.
let's
something
try
like
it. Yeah. We
that.
got
We used a couple. We only used like what,
two.
2 or 3.
Yeah, you used to.
Jakor reaches into the bag and pulls out one of the scrolls. Oh, let's try this.
Alright,
He,
let me just look up the exact details on legend lore.
Yeah, I believe you name a thing and then you get stuff about it.
Well, person. You name a person, it's not a thing.
Casting
Well, yeah,
time
that's
10 minutes,
the
range
lich.
self. Name or describe a person, place, or object.
There
The
you go.
spell brings to your mind a brief summary of the significant lore about the thing you named. The lore might consist of current tales, forgotten stories, or even secret lore that has never been widely known. If the thing you name isn't of legendary importance, you gain no information. The more information
I
you
think
already
all of
have
these
about the
work.
thing, the more precise and detailed the information you receive. The information you
so-
learn is accurate, but might be couched in figurative language. For example, if you have a mysterious magic axe on hand, the spell might yield this information. Woe to the evildoer whose hand touches the axe, for even the haft slices the hand of the evil ones. Only a true child of stone, lover and beloved of Moradin, may awaken the true powers of the axe, and only with the sacred word Rudnog on the lips.
Because legends, yo.
So we know this guy's current name and his old name, yeah?
No, we know
you
his
know
name.
you know his name,
We
which
know
is
his name, we-
Anararak.
There
And
is
he knew
no
he used
current
to
and
be an
previous
elven
name.
wizard.
Do we
His
know
name.
any like details of what he used to be like? Things he was
He
You
used to be an
know
elven
that-
wizard,
You know that he was an elven wizard.
Do we
and
know
that he's currently a witch.
Yes.
Lich, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
does he like was he like known for something
Um,
when he was just a
you
wizard?
could ask Kindroth.
Kindwash. Was the guy known for anything in particular, like obsessed with anything, or was he famous for something? They're like
He was quite skilled in necromantic magics, as well as transmutation magics.
okay, he wasn't like
Makes sense.
he didn't have
Um,
anything like. What I'm thinking about is like what kind of object would he
Are we
kind
still
of
in the college or are we on the street?
You're currently on the street.
if you were
but you're-
obsessed with something, maybe we could kind of contemplate.
He was
as a kind
obsessed
of,
with the circle of life.
well, he's not going to make a
Yeah,
phylactery out of the
most
circle
witches
of
are.
life, so.
No, we know
Well,
why he was a certain circle of life.
First, let's do some research. Let's go inside the
He was
inside the college.
he was obsessed with the Lion King tape. That's the fucking phylactery.
Hmm,
It's a circle
that.
of life.
I thought a phylactery was a specific kind of object.
nope. If you look at demi-liches, the gems in their teeth and eyes are phylacteries, whereas most normal liches have vial phylacteries because those are the easiest to make. You can make a phylactery out of anything, but the easiest one to make is a
What
vial.
would this guy be then? Is he this powerful?
Hmm?
If we knew his name and we were just thinking vial, phylactery vial, we'd be able to locate it.
Well, so
Because if you
First,
use
let's-
locate object spell, it has to be within 30 feet, or you have to know the type of what it is.
But we don't know for a fact if he made a vial. Or if
Yeah,
he made,
that's
if
why
he
I
let's
was
made
let's
something
asking.
else.
first move this conversation to a secure location.
It isn't a secure location. It's in our minds.
That's not a secure location.
Yeah, that's not a secure location for one thing. For another thing, I believe we are currently on the street and also talking with the archivist.
No, I
And
don't think
as he said, in our minds is not a secure location.
So
I don't think we left
this
with him. I think we just left by ourselves.
no, you are with the archivist.
Okay, we
No,
left
we're all
with him.
standing on the street with the archivist right now.
Yes. Kindroth appears again, and he snaps his fingers, and before you is a bluish gray portal.
Yep.
If we step in here,
Yeah.
we will have as private of a conversation as one could desire.
I step right in.
It is a small seating chamber. Think a living room. Fairly well furnished and perfectly comfortable temperature.
Is
God,
this
so
where
hot.
he was when I first met him?
Huh?
Is this where he was when I first met him?
No.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember the exact description of where he was. He was in that other place. Anyways, okay. So, first things first, let's and I start casting the scroll of lore knowledge thingy.
Legend lore.
Legend lore. Just simply on him as a person.
On a Narorak as a person.
Yeah.
Alright.
Or person, lich, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean.
Technically still a person.
As an entity.
Yes. So, as the spell finishes and the scroll burns up, you hear within your head, a Narak, the elven wizard, who lived between 1700 and 1300 years ago.
By the way, I repeat everything as it's coming into my sort of stream of consciousness stuff.
Became an undead through the process of lichdom on his 450th birthday. His phylacteries scattered throughout the cosmos, possessing 4 in total. One resides on the material plane. One resides in the Shadowfell. One resides within the astral sea, loose on its own. And one resides deep in the 9th layer of hell. And that is all the information you get.
9th layer is not that far down, right?
Did anyone write that down?
All right. So I didn't write it all down. Actually, I didn't write any of it down. So he said he has 4. So we know we have 4 phylacteries. There's one on the mortal plane. There's one in the astral sea, loose and on its own.
There's
And there's
one
one
in
on
the
the ninth-
Shadowfell, and
Yep,
there is
the
one
Shadowfell.
deep in the 9th layer
Right.
of Bator.
Oh, you didn't say better. You said the planes of hell. The nine lines of hell.
Bator is the 9 hells.
Okay. I didn't know that was the name for it.
Yeah.
All right.
So what does the loose and alone on the sea mean?
He just
Um,
chucked it in there.
More or less.
Heard. He made it and just threw it away.
It's probably a rubber ducky.
What
No,
better
it's-
place to hide it than somewhere that not even he knows?
Exactly.
It's gonna be
It's
lost
that whole
forever
shoe in a
Astral Sea if we kill
dumpster.
him.
Yep.
Just destroy the whole astral sea plane. There you go.
Yeah, destroy the whole astral plane. That's gonna work out well.
Yeah, that won't destroy the entire cosmos.
Would a lich of his standing
Uh.
survive in that hell if he came back?
In the 9th layer of Bator?
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't
I'm
see
just
why not.
wondering, would he be able to find
I
his
mean,
way out
we'd be able to
of
survive if we went there.
being in the
I
astral
mean, he
sea?
can probably cast Gate. So,
Yeah.
Hmm.
He
He
can
has
get
some
out
way
of
to
there the
come-
same way we'd get in there, basically.
Yeah, it clearly has some way to get there before to get or some. Oh, how would he got his vial or his
No, we don't. know.
phylactery there?
So one thing, I'm not sure how much D&D you've played, Al, but basically, you can go to hell whenever you want.
I live
So
every
long as
day,
you
it's
have-
okay.
Yeah.
you can either go to hell via walking or by
Yes.
teleportation.
So we're gonna walk.
Or by dying.
Yes, you can walk into hell.
Nice.
It's have you ever read the Odysseus? So he has, or the Odyssey, whatever it is. He goes to hell. Yeah, it's like that.
Most Greek heroes go to hell.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
goes on an island. He just goes to an island or whatever, and he goes to hell just by walking in or by boat or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. At some point, you're right. Most of them do end up going there for some reason or another.
Yeah.
I know what I want to
is-
do. Oh my god. Can I multi-class to a priest under Jakur?
What is your wisdom?
Oh god, I'm just joking. My wisdom
If you-
is what was it?
My wisdom's high enough. Can I do it?
We all become
So
followers of
actually, maybe.
You might
My
be
wisdom is
able
10.
to. And
Oh, you can't. You have to have 13,
No.
I think.
yeah, you have to have 13 to multi-class into cleric.
Damn.
But you
Yeah.
could
you could get
multi-class
13.
into a paladin of Jakur.
With
Oh,
strength.
that's true.
So
Okay.
we'll have. I'll become the cleric. You become the paladin. So we'll have both a cleric and a paladin of Jakor.
Oh, dude, I have like -8. Oh, sorry, I have like 8 strength. -1. You know?
Gotcha.
Oh, can you not be a paladin either?
if you are, so here's the thing: if you are,
Okay, I need
going
one
to
more
be a
point of
paladin
strength, and I'll
of
be a paladin
Jakur,
and.
he would
No.
have interest in you being stronger. So
No,
as your
here's-
patron,
Here's an interesting topic, though. You might actually be able to become a warlock of Jakur.
that is true. Yeah.
Okay.
Or you could even become a warlock of Kindroth,
That's true too.
who has basically godly powers compared to most
Yeah.
mortals.
But of course, you'd prefer to become a patron of my patron. Because
Yeah,
he's so
chaos.
chaos and lovely and pretty.
I will agree that I'm chaotic, so you know, but I'm also neutral.
I
I
mean,
guess
to be
it's-
fair, Kindroth is
Then
chaotic
maybe
good.
I'll actually be allowed to visit my boyfriend.
Wait, what?
She
It's
makes
the
it.
joke about how we keep, making her not able to hang out with her boyfriend.
It's like
Oh.
the
And as a
parents
teenage
that
girl.
prevent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do
Because
paladin. I don't
every
have the
time
high
her
enough
boyfriend
charisma
comes around, we slam the door on him.
or the strength.
Levitate her ass off.
So you have cast legend lore upon Anerarak.
Mm. So I mean,
You have
every single
another-
Did you say he
place.
became a lich at the age of what?
450 on his 450th birthday.
Happy birthday to me. I will not live no more.
He
Or it's more
committed
like, happy
lichicide.
birthday to me. I'm now one dying.
He committed lichicide, huh?
Wouldn't lichicide be the slaughter of a lich?
Yeah, that's what we're planning on doing, not what he
Yeah.
did.
He would have committed suicide. Because he killed
Technically,
himself.
yes.
Yeah, I
The
guess,
the
yeah.
the lich potion that you brew kills you.
So, yeah, kind of.
He committed suicide and resurrection into an undead all in the same day, you know?
One of
Yeah.
the ingredients that is actually pretty well known amongst wizarding communities for the lichdom potion is belladonna.
Isn't that extremely poisonous? Or
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, very.
And I would know that because I have poison skin.
Yes.
Yes, actually, you would. Yeah.
God.
Oh, no.
So
It's a perfectly healthy, lovely little lady.
a
So actually,
hentai
Jakur,
lich would make his.
you
Yes.
know what the lichdom potion is made of.
Wow.
That makes sense.
I mean, you also read how many of those books? You probably would have known it because of that, anyways.
Well, I would probably know a certain amount of it
Magic
just
and
because
chemistry.
most wizards do find out about it. But I believe what he's referring to is the, perfect knowledge stuff.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Basically, though
Magic plus
Jakur
chemistry.
is not doing that, he does know how to, should he want to.
A hentai lich would have his phylacteries and all these panties.
So, here
Like
is
the birth control, at least.
here is the potion ingredients: 2 drops of pure arsenic, 1 drop of pure belladonna, 1 quart of blood from a dead unicorn yearling, 1 quart of blood from a dead humanoid slain by a phase spider, 1 quart of vampire blood, 1 intact humanoid heart killed by poisoning. A mixture of arsenic and belladonna must be used. Reproductive
Easy.
glands from 7 giant moths dead for less than 10 days ground together.
Easy.
1 pint of phase spider venom less than 30 days old. 1 pint of
Easy.
wyvern venom less than 60 days old.
Oh, easy.
We could do this right now, right, guys?
I think I have
The
some of these in my
potion-
cupboard
but-
at home.
The potion must be consumed under the light of a full moon, and the soul of a person whose heart is used in the potion is sacrificed to the phylactery either upon creation of the phylactery or before consuming the potion of transformation.
So you can make the flashy before you drink it?
Yes.
Yes. So that it sustains you after you've drank it.
Yeah, I would think that would be the smart decision. Just have it prepared in
Mhm.
advance. Unless you're a
Yeah.
dumb lich, then you're,
That way it's
you know.
already there. Yep. There are
'Cause even
some
if it-
dumb liches, but
Because even if you haven't drank the potion and it gets destroyed, you wouldn't die because you're not relying on it yet, right? Because if you make it before you become a lich, you're not relying
Yeah.
on it yet. So if someone destroys it and you're still the human because you haven't drinking
correct.
yet,
I believe so.
We need more details on these fucking phylacteries.
So you could cast Legend Lore on one of the phylacteries.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
That was my plan.
So, which
The
Um,
one
one
we
do
have
you
the
want to
least-
know of?
So the one that we have the least information on so far is the one in the Shadowfell.
Or on the
Actually,
material
Might be
plane?
tough.
I was gonna say the actual C one because there's just we don't know anything about it other than it's out there in infinity somewhere.
I
'cause-
mean,
Yeah.
we can cast this spell anytime we want.
right.
Mm-hmm.
The one that we know, I feel like we'd get the most
I'm
information for
thinking we
is the
might
one in
want to
hell.
know. I was
Is it-
thinking maybe we want to know the one on the material plane. I mean, we might know it's just around his neck or some shit, but
Right.
like,
Well, I mean, my thing
still
is that
knowing
one's
that
probably
is
gonna be on the continent, right? It's probably gonna be where he's at. I would assume.
who knows? Who knows where it is? But it would be good to know.
I feel like that'd be one of the ones we do last.
I mean, okay, so technically we can cast this on all of them.
Well,
So
we
it
only
doesn't
have
really
like two
matter
more
too
casts. I
much.
feel like.
But he has
Originally you
fifth
said-
What are you
level
talking
spells
about?
that you can.
We've got 20 of these.
I thought you
Oh,
said we
there
had
you go.
5 of them originally, and we had
No,
spent.
no, no. I
two
said
of
we
them.
have at least 5 of them.
Oh, at
Yeah,
Okay.
least
no.
5.
What's
Got it.
written here is 20x legend lore,
Okay.
Got it.
So,
and I just marked off one of them. So
so you cast Legend Lore again. Which phylactery specifically?
let's just start at the top of the list. Immortal.
Material plane.
Yeah.
This adamantine cube, 1 inch in all measurements, solid in its creation, resides on Beliara, deep in a crater. You must gather all your strength and pierce it with a feather for destruction.
Okay.
We left Thom on good terms, right?
Yeah, no, we did. The college, not so much. We did though.
I mean, the feather thing is a riddle.
I want you to make
Maybe, maybe
a.
not.
I want you to make a intelligence check, Jakor.
Nope.
How do you spell adamantium? I guess I can look that up.
It's not adamantium, it's adamantine.
Oh, adamantine.
Mhm.
ADAMANTINE.
Correct.
Oh.
What'd you get for your intelligence check, Jakor?
I am still looking at what exactly my score is these days.
Oh, one.
Okay. It's +6.
And you said it was the Bella what?
Bella Ara.
Bella.
Okay, 16 plus 6. Nice, 22.
Bella Ara is the
Which
next
is actually my
planet.
intelligence score. Okay, Bella Ara is the next planet.
He said 9th planet, right?
Next, it
Oh,
is it is the 5th planet in your star's orbit. You are the 4th.
I thought I didn't hear. I thought you said the 9th, not next. That's all.
Easy. All we gotta do is fucking travel around a goddamn planet to find it.
So, I have adamantine cube, 1 inch in all dimensions, solid in its creation. That's it.
You must
Uh,
gather. It
In a
is
deep
sitting.
creator on Beliara and must be destroyed by being pierced with a feather, right?
Yes.
It is sitting in on Bella Ara.
I don't remember if it was a very
Um,
deep crater or the deepest
I-
crater.
Very
yeah,
deep.
I just heard very deep. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that it must. I had put down the inch cube made of adamantine, deep crater in Beliara. To be destroyed, it must be pierced by a feather. Let's summarize it up.
Mm-hmm.
You must gather all your strength.
Yeah, see, I didn't get that part.
Pierce it with a feather.
So that
To-
task is daunting.
To destruct it or to what
To
was it?
destroy it. To destroy it.
To destroy it. Okay. I thought it says some weird way.
No. So that's a daunting task in and of itself. Getting to another planet and piercing an adamantine cube with a feather.
Easy. Just gotta
Sure.
believe.
We could ask Thom whether or not he is capable of that feat of strength. And just to get an
Yeah.
idea of how much strength we need to gather.
Yeah, because none of us have strength really.
Wouldn't the feather just fucking break though?
Yeah, no. Well, not necessarily. Depends on
It-
what you
it-
do to the feather beforehand.
And it doesn't say it has to be like just a basic feather. It could be a feather that's been indestructible from some, I don't know, bird or something like that. Like, I don't know what kind of creatures we have in this. Yeah. Does there phoenixes? You never, I mean, having a fiery feather. I'm sure there are stronger feathers than the basic ones that we would think of first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't say it can't be a man-made feather, right?
Correct. It just
Make a
says a feather.
This is true.
So
What
an
if it's just
adamantine
a sword that's called feather?
That I was thinking that all like
you're
I was thinking more like
you're
it would have to be like
a
a
transmutation wizard. Couldn't you make the feather adamantine?
Yeah, I wouldn't think a sword. I would think more like I guess a rapier technically. I would think it's more of a piercing weapon because you got to pierce it. So like a spear or something like that.
But it's got to be a feather.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, no, he was saying a
Gotta be a
sword
feather.
named feather. I was
Oh,
saying along those lines, it wouldn't be a sword, maybe a rapier.
I
but...
mean, the limerick could be referring to something like that.
right. But I was saying it would be a piercing weapon because it has to be pierced.
It's a bomb called feather.
The shrapnel bomb, it pierces when it blows up.
Yeah, something like that.
Or we gotta find a character called Feather.
Mm.
They can destroy it.
Alright, so do you want to cast Legend Lore on the second phylactery?
Yes.
Which was
I
the
do.
Shadowfell
Hold on.
one.
I am doing something first. Okay.
Okay.
What was this dude's name again?
And
Because I
Nerarak.
put my notes in the wrong place. People. How do you spell that?
Anherarak. And Herarak.
I'm just I'm not spelling right. I did in is it IN and then hair and then Iraq.
So Anaherarak.
Anherarak.
I got most of it right.
I'm
Other
also
than,
kind
it's
of
supposed to be A.
erect.
Get rid of the I. The
Does
E.
anyone else have the problem where, like, no matter how hard they're focusing on something, when someone starts spelling it, you just have the hardest time listening to what they're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to. You have to
listen.
listen to something and then hope to God you remembered it right.
Yeah.
And you repeat yourself. Okay, is this how you spelled it? No. Damn, I must have misheard.
Same with remembering passwords
Yeah.
for
Hair
stuff.
erect.
It's just like what was the password again? Oh no.
And then you get told it by somebody else, and you still get it wrong because you were having to pay attention to them instead of typing it in.
Yeah.
I've done that so many times. I'll
Yeah.
type something in wrong.
So, Shadowfell, Nine Hells, or Astral Sea?
Open to
Now with the
whatever.
astral sea,
What does the group want?
with the astral sea,
Astral Sea?
I say we want to be fully ready for the trip to the astral sea before asking about the astral sea one.
Because
Does
it
it
could
give
move.
We can always ask again.
It's free flowing. We don't. If we ask now, it's just a waste.
Well, we might find out something about it.
If we're looking for
I'm
the
just saying.
location, the location's gonna move either way, right?
Well, we don't necessarily only need the location because
Well,
knowledge
yeah,
is half the battle.
we would need to know if, like in this case, to pierce with the feather, something like that. But
Well, so here,
Oh, yeah,
one
true,
of the
we would
reasons
need
why
to-
I say that is right now we have a modicum of access to the information, right? Should the situation later present itself where we are trying to gain access to it, but he is alerted in some way, we may not be able to gain access to information such as what does it even look like? You know what I mean? Which is why I'm thinking maybe we want to
can he prevent the
right
legend lore
now.
spell from working?
Well, no, but he could change something about it or move the item, and maybe we can't target it anymore correctly, or
Make an
some.
Arcana check.
Who knows? Oh, okay.
So I'm thinking, if it only requires the name of something, or like, wouldn't we just be able to name it off the? Back, well, I can't even think of the
25
name.
or something like that.
A lich
Something
can
above
tell when its
25.
phylactery is destroyed.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
that's the main thing I was thinking about.
Can it
So-
tell when its phylactery is moved?
No, it can tell when it's destroyed.
I mean, if it could tell when it's moved, it would constantly be moving in the astral sea, anyways, which wouldn't help.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, if
So
it
we
could
want
tell
to
that
try
it
to
moved
destroy them all at
dimensions,
the same time, or around the same. If we can.
Well,
we also,
mm,
there's 4 of us, right?
maybe,
We each go to a
but
different plane.
You could
The main
collect
thing-
them all and then destroy
Yes.
them.
Right, because they can't tell if it's moved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
yes. Now that said,
It
I
dies
think
while we're
it
collecting
is
them,
worth
spawns on us.
us casting the spell on all of them.
I agree on all
at
of them,
the same
yeah.
time. I mean,
let's
like,
go
all
ahead
of
and
them
just
right
do
now.
legend lore on the rest.
Yeah. So hold on one second.
Or we need to
I am
prepare in
going
advance,
to-
and then we can use it another one to try to figure out maybe location later.
Yeah. I mean, like, if we need to get like updated information
Well,
or
'cause-
anything like that, we
but-
can try that later.
If we learn more about it, he's earlier Al said find object, it has to be 30 feet, or you have to know specific details about it. So if
Well,
we
it
learn
still has
exactly
to
what
be within a certain range.
oh, does it? Okay.
But there are some more powerful versions of that spell, and we can also make spells to do very specific things if we need
Yep.
to. But
Well, that's because if we
knowing
use
is half the battle, basically.
right, so if we know what we're looking for, we just need to find the location
Yeah.
in the infinite sea. Versus all we know is it's somewhere in there. We have no clue what it is. What other than the
All right. So which one are you scrying on now?
That is a great question. Which one are we scrying on now?
we have the Shadowfell, the Astral Plane, and what was the other? Oh, the Ninth Hell. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to write down all this stuff real quick for the
Let's
Last
do the
one
I am
Shadowfell
doing,
next.
but my computer is being a slow little twat.
So Umbe votes Shadowfell.
I agree.
All
I
right.
feel like that'll
Works
be
for
the
me.
next easiest one for us to get to.
Shadowfell it is. You cast Legend Lore, and you
10
find
minutes
out
later.
the second of Anarak's phylacteries is a simple golden band worn upon the ring finger of a vampire lord.
Easy.
Do we know the
Well, we
left
can get
or
that
right
blood
hand?
we owe
To
Kendroff.
destroy this magical artifact, you must gather 8 mages and cast the greatest spell of destruction upon it.
Prestidigitation. Let's go.
Well, Mr. knows every
Catapult.
spell in existence. What spell is
Yeah.
it referring to?
Do I know what it's referring
Probably
to?
disintegrate.
Yeah.
I was wondering if there is something that it
1 second, I'll be
might
right
have
back.
other been like absolute disintegration or something. You know what I mean? Like
Greater
I
disintegrate.
don't want to get there. Disintegrate. Oh, what?
So normal disintegrate just turns into dust. You gotta use the superior disintegrate, which just turns it into nothing. Not even dust exists anymore.
Yeah.
It's like it destroys it, any memory of it. It destroys any history of it. Everything of it's gone as if it never existed in the first place.
Anything else from the spell?
Not for that phylactery.
Okay.
You could now scry upon the vampire lord.
Are
Oh,
you?
was it
Or
Vampire
not
Lord?
scry,
I
but
was
legend
Scrying
lore.
him. You mean we could?
Legend
could-
lore.
Yeah, we could legend lore him.
Well, you could scry
Um,
on him. You could totally scry on him.
No.
Right, we know enough about him to you know, the vampire lord who has a golden band on his ring finger. You know, in the
In the
Shadowfell.
Shadowfell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna legend lore him. Sure. Yes, but let's not do the stupid. and
I say we
be like,
try and fry,
hey,
right?
I'm just kidding.
you
What if you
know,
just
super
scry his
powerful dude.
Don't scry him.
We want to
just
know where
scry
you
his
are.
band.
What's up?
Oh, we don't know if we can scry him necessarily.
Well, so the problem with scrying his band is we might just get like a really close up of his hand.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
whatever he's doing, you just like we get a really close up of like a book he's reading. He's just reading like you know
No, it's not, we can't even see
a
anything because
romance novel.
it's the hand that's holding the book, right? So we can't even always see the book's cover.
You might be, trying to sign up for a new credit card loan. You know. You wanna have his
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
address.
get his social, get his
Yep.
get his numbers.
No, I'm gonna be out here, okay? He's using the restroom. All we see is his ass.
He's wiping when we scry.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
And then we
no.
can scry his poop.
And we can follow it all the way down the drain.
Them vampire nuts.
By the way, interesting
Oh,
fact about
gosh.
poop. The reason why it's brown is because of all the blood in it.
Yeah.
So, are you
So we gotta-
scrying? Are you legend loring the vampire lord or the next of the phylacteries?
Legend
That is
lore,
a
you mean?
great question.
I say we should do all 4 phylacteries first.
We can
Kind of
Yeah.
what my
legend
instinct
lore
would be is
the
do all the
dude.
phylacteries and then
And then from
spin
there we
out
can
from
decide like
there.
where we right, like are we gonna go deal with him now or do we wanna
Well, I mean, we'll want to get the information on the
Right.
Lord one way or the other, the vampire Lord.
Right. My thing is if it's not the main priority, like we don't need
Yeah.
all of us to sit here and listen. Some of us can go start collecting items maybe needed or something like that.
It still helps all of us knowing what's going on.
Well, yeah.
Well, right,
I
but
mean-
like we have the telepathic link still, and it takes 10 minutes per task.
But
We
on
wouldn't. We would not
security
want to
of
be
the
talking
information-
about this in a non-secure location.
Right. Okay, that's true.
Yeah, because like I mean, going back to the whole Harry Potter lore of everything, the Lich could have somehow managed to get a spell going that makes him hear whenever his name is mentioned or something like that. You
Yeah.
know, similar to the ability that gods have.
Yeah.
Okay, then from now on, let's just call him a different name. Like long John.
Yeah, but I
Little
mean, if we're
Sliver.
talking about the lore of him and we're speaking the lore of these things, then he's gonna be like, "Oh, why is someone talking about all my phylacteries? What the fuck?"
Yeah. Oh, let's scry on
We're a
these
big
idiots.
fan. We're a big fan,
Let's
bro.
scry on these idiots who are looking for my phylacteries. Okay. And teleport in and meteor swarm.
Yeah, basically.
We got him right where we want him.
That's effectively what a lich would do if he overheard you talking about his phylactery.
I mean, yeah, that's
Destroy everything in the area. He doesn't even need to know who you are.
Well,
He
if
just
he
needs to know your area
legend
and
lores
destroy
my
it.
ass, he'll know what will happen to his balls and scrotum. So fuck you.
You're not legendary enough to qualify for the legend lore spell.
What?
I'm so you're neither a paladin nor a priest of Jakor. You're not legendary enough.
Bullshit.
Oh no, we might be able to find out what the current state of things is. I just realized we could cast legend lore on Jakkur,
Yeah, you could.
and that might tell us whether there's a massive fucking church of Jakkur that we don't know about.
He has had a
We
whole
might
church
need
erected
to
to
do
him
that.
in Vamar.
Yeah, that is not a now thing, but that is definitely on the list of things that we have to do to find out what the state of the situation is.
Then again, it's gonna take a long time to undo the mess. You're gonna want to know sooner rather than later.
Right.
Well, no. I
if you
don't
truly
mean not
have-
now, as in not
Walking.
this today. What I mean is, we should focus on the task at hand.
I'm walking.
I think we lost.
Oh,
someone.
Umbe dropped again.
Yeah, she does that.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, walking.
Oh, you're gonna find out you have a whole church in Velmar.
We're Dungeons and Dragonsing here.
That may not be the only place.
Well, I mean, Velmar is the city of churches. So if you have one there, that means you made it big.
Oh, I guess yeah, it's possible, huh?
I'm back. What I missed?
We're currently
Nothing.
scrying on Lich's phylacteries,
Butt cheek.
naughty parts.
No, when you drop, you were still talking about his churches
Alright.
and whatnot.
So, which phylactery are you going to legend lore next? The one in the Nine Hells or the one in the Astral Sea?
Well, we were going in order, so next in order would be the Astral Sea.
Alrighty then. This obsidian skull floats aimlessly.
Sorry, can you hold on just 1 second? Sorry.
Sure.
Something just came up and I would like to hear this. Just give me 1 quick second.
Okay.
Gives me time to write down the
Yeah,
first
make
5
sure.
words.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say it's 6 because the word death.
This sub-chat is amongst various ASMR casters. You must venture forth into the ooh and you're getting sleepy. ASMR
You don't know yet, 'cause
streams
you
to
can't finish it.
find the phylactery.
Oh, is D&D going to be like those games now that have Twitch activated abilities?
Mm-hmm.
Monster shows up. Why? Because your D&D chat deemed it. So.
And then there was a dragon. The dude ASMR Dungeon Dragons. Oh my god. Nice.
Oh dear, what have I returned to?
Not much.
But like, cause I know in Borderlands they have that. Some other games that I don't think I own any of the ones that have it. But where they have the Twitch.
Fireball.
Alright, so.
Okay, anyways, okay, so. Yes, go ahead.
So, You cast it for the Astral Sea. 1. This obsidian skull floats aimlessly and meanderingly within the Astral Sea, its destination unknown, its path unknown, and where it came from unknown. To destroy it, one must cast it into a gate, while another gate is created within it.
Gateception.
Do I
That
get
sounds
anything else
complicated.
at all from it?
Huh?
Do we get anything else from it?
That's all you get from it.
So the main thing that we take away from that is City and School floats aimlessly, destination unknown, and gate within a gate to destroy.
I mean, we know it's a skull, so. That's what
Right,
you
well,
can
I
do.
said it's City and School that floats aimlessly with
Yeah.
destination and origin unknown.
How many obsidian skulls are around?
Right, how many City and Schools are in the Astral Sea? Let's see. Too many to count. Yeah, but gate within a gate, yeah, like Umbe was saying, so that's gonna be very fun to do. Seeing how it makes big boom. Or is it a black hole?
It makes a very large explosion.
And you have to be close enough to be able to throw it in before it go boom.
What we need is a time warp spell for that. That way we can
I
have.
thought we were just gonna smash two buttholes together.
Yeah,
but-
basically we can chuck it at the portal and then we can bail out very quickly.
Well, you cast the gate in the skull. You cast the time thing. You cast another gate, and you have the skull just in the air above it. And then when it ends, the thing with the gate falls into the other gate. Can you
is
cast
what-
a gate on an object such that it stays with the object?
Not that I know of. Gate is more of something that you just cast and it's there.
Right, because it's like a
Does it
wormhole that
have to be a
teleports you between.
location, or can it be attached to an object?
It can be attached to a person or object.
Okay.
Oh, you can.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, then yeah, use timey-wimey bullshit spell to
Fair.
cast the gate on the object and just hold it over the other gate and then bail.
Right, because if once it falls in, it's a gate within a gate. Now, would that count as it being thrown inside of the first gate? I guess it would be. No, because it would have to be thrown
Only
inside
one
the
way
gate.
to find out.
So, because you have to throw it in the gate within the gate. If it is the gate within the gate, did you technically throw it, like, into there? Because it is the gate
Well, so
itself.
here's the thing. On the plus side, we can cast Legend Lore again later to make sure
Right.
that we destroyed the items. Because that would be a very key thing in the lore of that item. Would be
Right.
that it was destroyed.
It was destroyed in such and such day, yeah.
Yep.
If it's legendary,
Or an attempt to destroy it was made at such and such that
Right.
failed. That sort of,
So
we'd
with
get a
the
lot of
wording-
knowledge from Kiss.
With the wording, did it say that gate has to be cast on the object after, or
As
No,
it
so-
is in
it
the
said
other gate.
a gate with
okay? So my idea
Yeah.
wouldn't work.
Correct.
Yeah.
because it said throw it in a gate within a gate.
No,
Meaning-
that wasn't it. The,
I thought
the second gate is in the cast in the object itself.
Oh, in the object itself.
Yeah.
I thought you said it had to be thrown in a gate within a gate.
So the skull has to be thrown into a gate, and while the skull is within that first gate, another gate has to be cast within the skull.
Oh, so one is it with? So it's in a gate with a gate inside it at
Like
the same
while
time.
it's in the middle of the gate, I think
Yes.
is what he's saying.
Yes.
Correct. So now for the hells. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I am ready. Is everyone else?
Ready, Freddy?
Yep.
Okay, let's do it.
Alright, so you cast Legend Lore on the one on the 9th layer of the 9 hells.
Pew! Exactly what it sounds like.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what hell sounds like. Pew! Pew!
Well, the 9th layer would be more like. This is the frozen one. At least in Dante's Inferno.
Residing within Nessus, deep within the jagged plains, resides a man of devilish kin, red skin and horns. Residing on his person is a piece of jewelry. This jewelry is the final of Anarak's phylacteries.
Was that Ken or Kin?
Kin,
Okay,
devilkin.
go on.
Destruction of this artifact requires the delving into the deepest part of the fathomless depths of the plane of water.
We've had a lot of luck with water, haven't we?
Yeah, totally. Is that all we get from it?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I just love autocorrect. It turned my thing into the deepest heart of the fat, honest depths of the plane of water.
Remember, fathomless is spelt with a PH.
Okay, so
It's oh, right, it's
um
not. I'm dumb. Ignore me.
I guess I just didn't type it all out. I
the so this is hold on. Let me make sure I note this down correctly. This is the fifth we have on our person, right? So
Hmm?
Th-
Oh, the 5th legend lore that you used?
yeah.
yeah.
I will say I didn't get the location down for this last one. I'm not trying to type all that out.
I have it.
Yeah, I got the rest of it: the red skin and horns, the piece of jewelry, going. Yeah.
So we have two entities to describe. So this is for the group at large. The things I have left on the list of to dos, we have the entity for the shadow plane. We've got the entity for the hell, and we have Jakur.
We have your godly church to take care of.
Ugh. Don't mind me, I'm just dying.
Do we have anything else?
Not that you know of.
So I feel like the hardest one is gonna take at least find, or the easiest one to find, other than the fact that it's aimless, is the Astral Sea one, right?
So
I don't
what you're
have
saying
any-
is the one that's easiest to find is the one that
That's the hardest.
nobody knows where it is.
Well, right, because I'm saying the other ones is gonna be harder to get. Once
Because
They're
you
harder
are
to get, but they're not harder
you
to
are
find.
you are
Right.
familiar with it, so you could, in theory, make a gate to it and just grab it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like we know
Oh,
we
true.
we know enough
At
about
the
it, and there's
same
nothing there to
time,
stop us. We just have to know where it is inside the.
I
Astral plane.
guess yeah, we could just nab it really quick.
And how many? And like Gal said earlier, honestly, how many obsidian scrolls are in the actual sea?
By the way, do I know what spell we're currently residing within?
Demiplane.
Demiplane? Okay.
Yeah.
Um. I think we should gain some more information about the two entities.
Yes. And how I go about becoming a priest since Owl couldn't do it.
It was there. I wanted to.
I mean, really, the
Maybe
first thing to do in that regard would just be,
a monk.
I guess, express a desire in character, and then we can resolve that in character if
No,
if
I'm not gonna do
y'all
that.
want
It
to.
was just a joke. Oh, it's just a joke. Oh, it's
My
just a
Because
character would never
joke.
be a priest.
Technically speaking, we probably can do that.
Yeah, but I don't want to change my class. What am I gonna do?
Anyways,
Be a paladin with
So-
with knowledge of all the spells, and then what?
well, if you became a cleric, then you'd also have
Because you know all spells, but you can't cast
ability
them
to
all.
cast
Clerical.
divine.
Maybe.
You could be a mystic theurge.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that too.
Spell sword.
Anyways, so I guess we cast yeah, let's cast the legend lore on the person who is holding the or who has the what was the
Vampire
shadow
Lord?
Shadowfell one?
The Vampire
Vampire.
Lord.
Yeah, Vampire Lord in the Shadowfell, I think it was.
Vampire Lord with the symbol golden band within the shadow realm, and the golden band's on his ring finger, but we don't know which hand.
And it in regards to the spell, we would specify that it is the phylactery of Anorak.
Right.
An Ararak.
Anorak. That.
So, casting it upon him, reveals his name is Thaddeus Lovegood.
Thaddeus Lovegood.
Pleased with that.
What?
I'm so pleased with that. Thaddeus. Okay, sorry. I'm good.
Daddius. More like Daddius.
Name amuses me.
He
Thaddeus
is
at-
approximately 1,000 years old,
Ooh,
resides
that's a
within
dad bod.
a city in the Shadowfell. He is a great warrior whose strength parallels that of an adult red dragon.
Anything else?
And he sucks.
That's all you get.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't interrupting.
So we don't know what city. We just know he lies in a city, and that he's as strong as a red dragon adult.
But we know what his name is.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, and so now we can hunt him down.
Because I'm sure we can easily take on the strength of a adult red dragon, right?
Easy.
In character, you would know it's about 27.
Bah, we've probably taken down something that's harder than that, right?
I mean, yes, you have.
Actually, yes.
I mean, we had a little help, and we kind of did it in a very bullshit way, but
But still, yeah.
Bullshit or not, we can just bullshit this one too, right?
Plus, this one's a vampire, so. And probably has class levels.
Uh-huh. That said, daylight is a spell.
Yes.
Dude, yeah.
is.
I'm fucking.
I was already thinking about say we can just do the same thing we did the chaotic dragon or whatever we killed last time.
Yeah,
Just cast
baby.
daylight
The
or
Shadow
Shadow
whatever.
Dragon.
Yeah.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep, yep. I got that light wall, bro.
Light her up!
Just gonna cast my divine spell of Jakur's light.
Alright, so you scry upon. Or, not scry, legend lore upon the other individual.
The red skin horns. We don't. I'm assuming it's a demon.
Yeah, the
Damon.
phylactery in hell holder.
This individual is a tiefling named Zavarius Malathian. He is as close to. How do I want to say this?
Racist?
He would be renowned if anyone had heard of him.
It's like Jakur.
If you can see him, you have achieved a feat in and of itself. He resides near the Forgotten Lake, at the tail end of the River Styx.
there are a number of disconcerting things that were just said.
Yeah.
You know what you're
That's it we get from it?
Well, you do find out which piercing it is.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a Prince Albert.
I was actually just about to joke that.
Damn.
So,
What was the lake called? The
other
Immortal Lake
than,
or the?
Other than that, do we find out anything more?
No.
Okay. I like to clarify because I know we interrupt a lot. So
I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
let's see.
I don't ever interrupt. Thank you very much.
I only
Yeah,
interrupt
no,
when it's
never.
important, okay?
When you think it's
Can
important.
can I scry
It's
their
only when it's
balls?
about poop. Or balls.
Absolutely, you can. Go for it.
Nice.
Their balls are
are
sentient enough to
separated.
destroy you.
Actually, we could scry the poop of the one in the Shadowfell if he poops. We have his name.
Doesn't
I
Lauren
don't
is poop?
think vampires poop.
They do.
Oh
They
dear.
they got it. They poop
They
out
poop
blood.
rarely as the blood builds up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's that one per century thing, you know.
Okay, so um now that we've dealt with the serious business, do we want to see what chaos has been caused?
What has Jakor's church grown into? Find out next
Um
time.
right. So let's see. Hold on. That was the 6th one, correct? Or no,
Seven.
that was the 7th. Yeah.
We did one
Okay.
on the person.
Yes. Yeah. Let me see. I forget what this was. Sorry, my computer is going really slow today for some reason.
Oh, you gonna fix your posture?
I can't. My posture's destroyed.
My pasta. My pasta. My butthole is clenched and straight.
Okay, so Jakur will attempt to cast one more time on Jakur, the arcane protector of creation.
Alrighty then.
That name is so fucking pretentious.
It
Right?
is.
I had a couple others, but I felt that they weren't pretentious enough for him.
You find that
I can see why
the
they call it
largest center of worship is in Calidor, in the south. And the total number of worshippers exceeds 50,000.
Wow.
Good fucking luck.
I got an easy solution. Kill them all. Kill them all, and you'll have no more worshippers.
Technically, they just said I had to stop.
And how you gonna stop that?
You
No.
gotta stop.
I don't have to stop them. I have to stop.
Maybe that's what
So
happened
Jakur has to
the
stop
Christian God.
pretending to be a god.
I mean,
They
if he
didn't
wants to try
say
to
he
interpret
has
it
to
that way.
disassemble the church.
But you would have to get them to stop.
Just because he didn't say it, doesn't mean that it's not.
But so if
Fine.
50,000 people think you're a god, even if you don't act like you're a god no more, at that point you have such a building, you still
The damage has been done.
right.
Yeah, basically.
You
Like,
have to
just-
you have to fix the damage done.
Well, no.
Hey,
so,
hey, Jakur,
so they did
Jakur.
not say that.
You know what needs to happen? You need to get cancelled.
So like I the over the next 10 years, instead of trying to find a way to destroy the church, you gotta find a way to get this divine spark. That's all.
Yeah, really, that's a solution to it, is just get a divine spark.
Nah, just contact
so-
cancel culture.
At which point you'll just be hated by the
technically
gods.
speaking, and let's be technical about this, they said he needs to stop himself actively pretending to be a god. So they didn't say that he had to remove his church.
Here's the thing, though: if you ever meet someone who believes you are a god, even if you tell them you're not a god, in their eyes you are still a god. Therefore, you are still pretending to
Yes.
be a god.
Would that
No,
be an
I am not
insight
pretending
check?
to be a god at that point, because Jakur is not actively pretending to be a god.
Would it
at
be
that
an
point.
insight check?
Sounds pretentious.
You can go ahead
What,
and make
an
an
insight
insight
for
check
what?
to figure out if what you're saying is likely to work.
Oh.
Roland's definitely gonna try to figure this out. He's like, you can't just ignore it.
Well, no, he wouldn't be ignoring it. He would be,
No,
you
no.
know.
You're saying to not worry about that church. Just I'll stop pretending to be a god. I'm gonna ignore the problem that's already exists because of my thing. I'll
Well,
just stop.
he does have some plans to try to resolve that, but those
50,000
plans
people.
kind of went a little bit out of the window when he found out there's a fucking church of like 5,000 people because
50,000,
it's
right?
kind of out of the bag at that point. Like
So
you
I had an
can't really
insight check of
guide it much
28.
more.
I'm gone. Oh god.
I think he said 50,000 was the largest center of
skull.
worship.
No,
No,
50,000 is the
was the
total number
total.
of worshippers you have.
Oh, total. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
That's what I said. Just
I
kill them
was
all.
like, oh my gosh, that's out of hand.
I'm
That's still a lot of
worshiping.
people,
That's
though.
not as bad.
But that's still a lot of people.
Yep.
But I have the insight check of 28 to think that he has to somehow stop these followers.
You probably are going to have to. No, mild. Today. Not really feeling spicy.
Spicy worshippers? Ooh.
Like I said, the easiest solution is if you find a worshiper,
So
Mark them.
are there orgies
So-
being held under the name of Jakor?
I mean,
know.
well, it would make sense, right? He protector of
wouldn't
creation.
make
Protector of creation.
sense.
Sex is creation of new babies and life forms. Therefore, you are creating something. Therefore, you have to protect
I
that.
guess that would kind of make sense, wouldn't it?
The babies are magical.
Magic babies.
Oh,
Yeah. So
Oh yeah. So Azimars. There you go. That right? Any elf magical beings. I don't know. Are dwarfs considered magical
So-
beings?
Kind of.
24 knowledge religion to know if I'm not sure how to phrase this. Basically, that if him attempting to resolve it via attempting to add to the holy texts,
No,
Well,
what you
here's
gotta
the problem.
do.
that he is not a god.
But here's the thing. At this
Would
point, you
work.
have such a large following ship that you have so many.
He just needs to be a god because then that solves the
Jakor, at this
the
point,
exact
all you
text
gotta
of what they said.
do is rock up,
because
then have like as a worship, just a mass suicide, and you're good.
because
They're all gone.
you can't change if you try to
Honestly,
change the
I think-
text. You have
I
to
think
be
the only
same
way.
person.
Well, originally he could have changed the texts to be, a story of, over whatever, right?
Right.
He could have made it into a lesson, right, in the text originally. However,
But now
we're
it's
far
been
past
50
that.
years, and after
So
50 years,
at
you
this
kind of
point, the only way to satisfy the conditions of not pretending to be a god would be to just get a divine spark and then just be a fucking god.
right, or to get rid of all the believers, which would be kill them all.
Be a sex
Which
god.
would be not.
So in
You
Andorese,
But-
wouldn't necessarily have to kill them all. You could go and find your father.
Well, no, I know he doesn't have
Get
to
the
kill
fuck you
them
want.
all. But it's
Sorry, I
if
didn't hear what
someone's-
she said.
You don't have to kill them all. You can just tell them stop.
But so here's
Yeah,
the
You
thing.
go
that's
to
not
where they
gonna work.
are,
When,
and
when would that ever work? That would never work.
Right, if someone told you that they were God, told you to stop believing in your beliefs, you're not going to believe it. You're like, no,
could
you're
try.
not. Right. You can try,
you
but-
can't disbelieve.
If
that,
someone,
because
if
you don't
someone
choose what you believe,
I
but
worship
you can.
told me they were not a god, I would ask for proof.
Die.
Yeah, and what kind of proof are you going to give them? Because
Do
even
you bleed?
But even then, that's not enough proof because in this world, gods do bleed.
They don't bleed red blood.
If they're an avatar of the god, they do.
No, they don't. If they're an
No,
avatar, they
even
don't
the
bleed.
avatars?
No, if they're an avatar, they don't bleed.
But
You
then
can't choose
in
what
that
not
case,
to- well, huh.
and
I
here's
thought
the
the
thing:
avatars did.
if you and even if you do say that and you do bleed, right? How are they gonna know you're not just someone pretending? You're like, oh, you're not God. You're just someone who's pretending.
That's the real problem. Is then they just be like, oh well, you're not actually Jakkur. You're just
You don't-
Now
pretending.
we're going.
But
Now we're gonna
you
arrest
can-
you in the name of Jakor for imposture.
or you could
Yeah, that.
you could still try. Just because there's a chance that it might not work doesn't mean that it won't
But
work.
here's the thing: though, he has to
Jakor.
stop all his believers. So if there's
Jakor.
only one who's adamant against it, you have a problem.
Jakor.
Well, he could still just go to
Yes.
the biggest center of worship and try it there and see
Are
what
there
happens.
are there banks in Andorithi?
Yes.
No, you
Jakkur's got money in one of them.
No, there's not a
Is-
banking
is-
on everything. You just be
Wait,
carrying
wait,
around
please,
your
please.
cars.
Is there interest in
Inch-
Andorithe's
um,
banks?
That's kind of what I was wondering too.
No.
Oh.
Hmm.
The only way you get interest in banks in Andorithi is if you're actively withdrawing and depositing. And since we haven't been actively doing anything, there's no interest gain. I'm pretty sure that's how banks actually do that.
Paying employees and stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
no, banks give you interest if they are making money off of your money by risking your money.
Well, yes,
basically.
yes, but there's also like if you don't actively use your bank account for such a period of time, they'll like call it a closed or whatever. It's not. It's like it's still open, but it's not being actively used by you.
Well, you can claim it again,
Right, you can reclaim it,
and
but I'm
then
saying
they
I
have
don't know
to
if
pay you back interest.
got it.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't be actively giving you the interest
Basically,
while it's
what
in
they
that
do
state.
is they claim that the bank account is abandoned, but technically speaking, it only works if it's actually abandoned. Because
Right,
if
'cause
it's
you can
actually abandoned, then nobody shows up to say it's not.
right, 'cause I had my savings account, my one here that I opened, and I found out I didn't need to open it because I could do share branching, so I can access my original one.
Yeah.
And so it had $5 in there, and after like 2 years, I'm like, I'm gonna pull this out. They're like, oh yeah, that's been, abandoned. You want us to reopen it for you for $5? And I was like, nah, don't worry about it. Just leave it alone. I'm not gonna spend another $5.
Yeah.
They want to spend $5? Right, no, but they have to reopen it. Well, whatever. I mean, doesn't matter.
In any case, I already gave my advice. What you do is up to you.
Theormir Copperpot. Half
At the same time, he's got quite a few years to figure out
Jailer
that.
You got a
Scythe.
you got a decade to
Nah, you want to start on that shit fast to make
Right.
sure that it actually gets on the path.
you
of
you
being
realize
solved.
you have to
Use
do
Flaming Quiver.
that's 5,000 people a
Okay, 'cause
year that have to get
Shut up, Cloak.
corrected. Not including any new believers.
It's not 10 years, it's 5.
Oh, it's 5? I thought it was a decade.
No.
Oh yeah, that's 10,000 people a year.
Nice,
including new
sneaky
believers.
Flying pew pew.
Meaning you
Yeah, if you have any
talking
interest in surviving, you get started on that shit.
Oh, he's gonna get started on whatever he does, but what I'm saying is, it doesn't have to be like today.
I say either
He's got a couple
Vampire
days to figure it
Dude,
out.
Either Vampire Dude or Tiefling
I say-
Dude.
I say we figure out how if we can just go straight get the thing from the Astral Sea, just go and collect it right now immediately. Because-
I think we should figure out where we're gonna store these things first, securely.
That is true too.
And what I'm thinking is we should probably have a area that
Well,
is
actually, we already
protected
have a-
from everyone getting there other than us.
Quick question.
Ideally.
How secure is the place where we have our clones at?
It's quite secure except if someone is basically doing what we are doing. So there are ways to find it. However,
Well,
if someone
I-
was to
I
get
thought we
there
had quests
and
to
try to
spell.
do anything at all to our clones, um, other than a few specific things, then
They're
the
gonna molest
Gios
our
would
clones.
form and try to kill them.
Well, I thought we had must have made it impossible to scry there originally, or did we just make the clones impossible to scry?
No, it's just somewhere else right now.
Got it.
Mhm.
Yeah. We didn't have the resources to make it impossible to scry.
Got
Actually,
it.
wait. Did I
Because-
make the trap thing? I can't remember. I know it
Because-
talked about making the trap that casts the fortress every 7 days or whatever it was.
Mhm.
Was I able to
I kn-
make that?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
Let's go to hell. Let's go to hell.
I
West-
think we should not rush into anything right.
Well, honestly, the one in
away.
hell is the one that we have the least info of the two entities to take care of. We just know he is
So-
some being. The other one, we have a general estimate of his strength. We have no clue about how strong the tiefling is, other than we can't. If you see him, it's a feat of wonder. Meaning he's impossible to find.
We got true sight.
True sight doesn't help
But
against
here's-
just sheer stealth.
Right? He's
Here's
like
my-
me when it comes to stealth.
Come on, you're the bicep
better.
warrior of the night. Come on.
Here's my
Your
thought.
biceps,
We need
you
to
hide
get
in
stronger
you hide in the
first.
shadows of your own biceps, don't you?
Yeah, I
Were
mean,
Have some confidence.
but he's probably got better stealth skills than I do. I have like the
Wow.
highest stealth possible.
Wow. You're trying to get yourself fired.
Like what's my stealth at let's see if I can scroll down. Only a plus 15.
So where are we going? What are we doing?
So, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
The manual of bodily health.
Mm-hmm.
How long would that take for me to make one of those?
100 years.
It sounds like some kind of fucking weird ass keto
Really?
diet.
Yes. Yes, it takes a long ass time to make those books.
Pain in the ass.
Yes.
It's easier to make a
Okay, is
TED,
that
TED conference.
that's a you rule though, right? Because I don't
Yes.
think that
Yes,
okay.
that is a
Because
me
I was
rule.
like, they are
Because typically
much
you can't
cheaper than that.
make them. Typically you can't make them.
They're not artifacts, they're just rare.
I know,
can
but
make 'em.
you not in 5e you can't. Even with
You can.
magic item creation rules, it specifically says the manuals and tomes cannot be made. They can only be found.
Oh, does it? I
Yes.
don't remember reading that. Anyways,
Scry for one.
I mean, we could.
You could do legend lore
Um,
on the tomes.
You could.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean,
I'm gonna be right back.
the problem is there's probably a bunch of them that have been made over the years. So I guess maybe we could do legend lore on an active tome.
You could try.
Because here's the thing. So Those are really useful. Like, I know you guys were joking, but if you did want to become a cleric of Chikur, we could find one of those, and then you'd be able to. Well, 2 of those.
Well, he can't become one. He doesn't have the wisdom.
No,
He would
what he's
have to
saying
refine
is
some.
those books give you a +2 to your wisdom.
Oh well, I don't even need that. I can be
Permanently.
one. I can just be. Boop. I am one. I got 16 wisdom.
The thing, though, is you can exceed 20 ability score with those books.
Right. Yeah.
You can
So I
go up
remember
to
we
30.
Because we had talked about it before. After I think last time we had played, which was a couple weeks ago. I remember you talking about that. Oh, it completely raises it to
Yeah.
30. I thought it was just those 2 points it gave you increased.
No. You can raise it up to 30. The books
Got
every
it.
100 years recharge.
You know, I had thought you had said that when the book, the 2 points it gives you, do not count towards your 20 max. So it completely raises the max to 30. I misunderstood what you had said last time when we were talking. That's all. I just thought the 2 points.
The two points
You get
that
2
it
points
raises,
are permanent. And I had thought
but it
those 2
also
points.
raises your maximum score by 2 points.
Well, he was saying you could raise it. He was
So
saying
up to 30. So if you have the book and you read it once, your maximum score is now 22.
if you read it
You
5
read it
times.
again in
Got it.
100 years, or you read a different one, it's now 24 until
Got it.
it becomes 30
And
as
then
your
it's just
max
useless.
possible.
Got it. So you can essentially 5 times, and then you can't do anything else with it.
Yeah, you can read the same manual or different copies of the same type of manual up to 5 times. At that point, your score
Not up
max
to 5
is
times.
30.
Not up to 5 times until you reach 30.
Oh,
No, I was saying that 'cause
right.
it raises the
Okay.
max by 2. So even if you start out with a 10, you read it 5 times, your max is now 30.
No.
Or is it not?
No. You can keep reading it until you reach 30.
Right. Well, I was saying, but the max doesn't go over 30 either way.
So
I don't think
so
that that's
here's
what
how
he's
it
saying.
works. Here's how it works. Let's say you have an 18 dexterity and you read the manual of quickness of action. Your dexterity is now 20. Your cap is 20. You cannot take an ASI and put 2 points into that. That will
So it
not work.
only raises the max if you would exceed the max.
Exactly.
Got it. Well, that's what I need to
Oh,
start finding.
That's not what the item says, but okay. If that's how yours works, okay, cool. But yeah, the item just says it raises the score as does your maximum score. So it says your constitution score increases by 2 as does your maximum for that score.
That's just the way I'm going to roll it.
That's fine with me. And I was just
Yeah,
making sure
DM
that you
privileges,
knew
right?
that that's not what it says.
And DM privileges are DM privileges.
Yeah. I never care about a DM ruling it however the hell they want to rule it. I
Right.
just want them to know how it's ruled.
Yeah. Be like, that's your. It's fine to roll it that way. I'm just letting you know the original context meant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I can agree on a lot of things.
Um,
So I need that book of swiftness or quickness or whatever. I need about 5
Manual
of
of
them.
quickness and action.
I need like 5 of those stat. Cause that puts you at what? Plus 10 if you're at 30? No. Huh? Yeah,
Yeah,
plus 10 at
Yeah,
30.
plus 10.
Then I would be able to be like this tiefling. You wouldn't if you find me, it's a feat of itself.
Yeah.
Cause that would put me at plus 25. Just like I'm sure your what is yours intelligence? If you find your intelligent ones.
yeah, intelligence.
Well, yours already is above the max because of the eye, correct?
Yes.
Correct. Yeah. So the only way I increase is other similar items or those manuals.
Mhm.
Right.
And Owl, your charisma is increased above the max, correct?
Yeah, my charisma is at 21. 21.
two got you got above 21 doesn't matter. Still only +5, but
Dude,
right?
I am beautiful, okay? Snap,
No,
snap,
I'm
snap.
I was talking
He is
about
majestic.
your skeleton boards. That 1 point doesn't matter. Sadly.
My brittle
Holy shit.
wings fall into place just
Some
awesome enough to look like a fucking angel gothic.
some comes in through the door at this point.
Thumb, thumb, thumb.
Thump,
Welcome,
thump,
Thumb.
thump.
I asked Tom about the practicality of sending a feather through adamantine.
A normal feather, it's impossible. Even with my strength. But theoretically you could with certain materials. I don't think there are any on this planet though.
Maybe there's the materials
Well, we
on the
gotta go
planet
to
we're
other
going
planets anyways.
I mean there is some on Eberron. I know that for a fact.
We might be able to get there.
It's pretty fucking hard.
Oh yeah, it is.
Wait, you can't just
But I
get
mean,
there?
what else do we do? No, it's much more complicated than gating to get there.
You need
Ah.
to breach the dome,
No.
the celestial dome that keeps all of us, here.
On the planet?
More or less, yeah.
No, not just on the
The
planet, on
lid?
the planes. The celestial dome encompasses all the planes.
Yes.
Is this like the
Well, we're saying we're trying from one planet to another, so
If you
No.
travel to Eberron, you have traveled to a different material plane.
this is like
Got
the
it.
top of the pizza box?
More like
Does-
the a different planet from the planet that the pizza box is on.
It's kind of like the entire cosmos
it's like a whole
is
different
in
universe.
your house.
So Japan.
My house is its own different cosmos with its own nine
Right,
hells, its own Mount
It's
Celestia,
a
its
whole
own material
it's
plane.
another universe. We're trying to breach the universe.
Right.
Easy.
We're multiverse traveling, guys.
Easy.
I barely managed with one of the most powerful druids in existence on my homeworld.
It's reverse gravity.
We'll
Man.
likely have to find.
We have no
Look,
druids in our
here.
party.
Actually,
Did
A wizard,
Um,
stay behind?
a
I
wizard
have a
might work.
I have a perfect understanding of physics and chemistry, right?
Yes.
So you would understand how hard it is to
So
Reach
I would
multi-dimensional.
understand what materials would be needed that are here, right?
None really exists that can pierce adamantine in this universe.
Okay. What about ones that
Oh, wish.
so how complete is my understanding of physics?
Your
understand down to
understanding
the
of physics
molecular level?
and chemistry is complete enough that you understand everything about this universe.
Yes,
Right.
but more specifically what I mean is, do I understand it down to the molecular level?
How do you mean?
does he understand
Like-
like molecular physics and whatnot?
Are you trying to split an atom?
Not necessarily.
Are you trying
That
to
might come up at some point.
Are you trying
but
to
not-
divide the molecular bonds of the adamantine?
More like
He wants to breach the universe.
change the bonds of other materials to make the material that we don't have available to us via the creation spell.
That
You're
would
trying to like
that would
man-made
take
elements.
more than just the creation spell. And
Yes.
in all
Or
likelihood,
sorry,
it would
fabrication is what I meant to say. fabrication.
Either way, it would probably decompose extremely rapidly.
Because when you think about all the
Mhm.
man-made elements, almost all of them are extremely radical, and they only last for a few seconds before
Yeah.
they decompose back to their original or
True,
something else.
but they also don't have perfect understanding of physics and chemistry and have magic.
Right.
So
But at the same time, it will still be extremely difficult, extremely risky, extremely dangerous,
'Cause
and
if you-
probably
I mean, isn't
backfire.
that everything we do, though.
If you can make a stable element, then yes, it would be fine. It's just the odds of you being able to make a stable element is extremely rare, even with the perfect understanding.
Yeah.
Because merging
Just
elements
because
isn't
you
easy.
have just because you have a perfect understanding doesn't mean you have a perfect practical application.
Fair
Remember,
enough.
there's a difference between
enough.
theoretical physics
That
and
is very
applied
fair.
physics.
And
That is very fair.
But not in
even if we
theoretical
create
physics,
something,
there isn't.
creating the element would probably have a nuclear reaction involved with it.
Probably. Well,
Because you would
probably
now.
not a nuclear reaction, but probably a severe radiation overdose to the point where
Well, I mean,
you
it's a
could probably
fusion
fucking
element.
die.
Depending on how high the elemental charge is, it would be nuclear. Otherwise, it would just be, like you said, radiation.
No, it depends. It depends. Fusion reactions are made by fission reactions.
Correct. Yeah. Fusion is more powerful, but requires the energy that we usually use from fission. So.
Any
But
rate,
that's another thing. You would have to have a shit ton of energy to fucking even make it possible to fuse.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which you might make up with magic, but
But at the same time, it would still be extremely dangerous.
yeah, one
Yeah,
misstep and you're going boom.
Yeah.
well, a lot more than you're going boom.
Right,
But
the planet going boom.
More like the whole city
more
you're
like
in is
half
going
of the
bye-bye.
fucking planet goes boom. But yeah.
Depending on what you're making, yeah.
Anyways,
And how bad you fuck up.
yeah.
So,
One thing that might be wise is for us to not directly immediately go straight for the finish line. Which,
We did
yes,
last
I
time.
know this sounds weird coming from me, but you get wiser as you grow older.
you also
That
get wiser by reading books.
that 50 years,
too.
man, you got so wise.
So here's the thing. Yes, we managed our task, but only just barely. Um,
I don't know what
I
you're talking about. I didn't
think
take
it
a
would
single damage
behoove
in that entire
us to
task.
become stronger before we uh, do that. But moreover, we need to set up a secure location where we can store these things until such time as we can destroy them all
If you want
together
to
at
get
the same
stronger, I
time.
can help you with that.
Stwanga.
Just had like a mental image of like a montage of like punching trees and shit, like Naruto style or some shit, or like One Punch Man, you know.
No,
Yeah.
One Punch Man is you do 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, and you're on some distance.
10
It's like
kilometers.
yeah, it's like a normal everyday
Yeah.
exercise that's like for the military or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, he did like do the one crazy thing though, didn't he? Didn't he like punch a brick wall like certain amount of times or something like
No,
that?
no.
I
Literally, what
forget.
In the
happened?
manga, he did. In the manga, he
Oh, in
did.
the manga,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So in the anime, he literally just went from he saw the beetle creature or whatever, what crab, and he fights it, and he gets some power from that when he does that. And then he's like lost all his hair, so he went. He's like, okay, and disappeared and just did training.
Yeah.
But it was when he fought that crab. The training's not what gave him the power. It just kind of happened.
Yeah.
And I don't know about in the manga. I don't know because anime usually does change a few things here and there.
Yeah.
At any rate, um,
But
excuse
Thom
me.
mentions I mean I just have a book that you can read to make you stronger.
Oh,
Oh,
I
my
want to
phone
be
just died. Lovely.
stronger.
How many of those books you got? I mean, I got the high. I want 13
Uh
strength.
I mean I have one for making you stronger, one for making you quicker, one for making
I want
you
the quicker
harder to
one.
take down, one for making you see better.
See better. Perception, I guess.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Right. I was trying to think what perception was under for a second.
He exclusively read that book to make his perception higher because Thom was one of my player characters for a Eberron campaign who had a plus 67 perception.
God damn.
Nice.
I like that quickness one. If I can.
I mean, if you
Uh,
don't mind us
sure.
studying them for a few days, that would
Go
be
for it.
very nice.
I don't have anything to make you smarter or talk better.
Oh
I
yeah.
figured.
I just need my speed. I want my +6.
I want to read the strength one.
Okay.
Hell yeah! Thumb!
No, we can. We
Give
can
us a high
Oh,
five
you-
up here! Oh, you broke my arm. Great, thanks.
Whatever the in context, in character way that he would describe this, basically he asks if they're the manuals that reset every like century.
Yeah.
Uh,
we essentially have 4 of them right now.
Strength, Dex, Con, and Wisdom.
Hell yeah.
I would.
I mean, I guess I would
Getting
take.
buff for no reason at
um,
all.
You willing to let me hold on to the con book until I take one more con naturally?
Well, it wouldn't matter. I
Well,
don't think, would it?
she is frontline. Yeah, it does.
No, not. I
Yeah.
was saying. I knew
Because
she was
she
going. I
has
was going to say she
19
gets.
con.
Okay, that makes sense. Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say she needs to take the con one because she is the front line.
Yeah.
I was
I mean,
gonna
like,
say-
I totally
my
would
next
say.
ASI.
her-
I was already
Yeah.
thinking that she should get the con. I was going to take the dex and in my head, and then I don't really think about the wisdom and
I'm
the.
gonna become a cavalier.
Oh. What was the other one?
Strength.
Strength.
Great. Yeah. Yeah.
And I
Right
don't
now,
So
really
I've got an
don't-
Owl
artificial
said he's
con,
taking the
I'd like
strength.
to-
Yeah,
right, well, I
boy,
was saying that I
let's
don't think
go.
it really
Okay.
matters. Because what's his
Buff angel.
primary thing?
My strength.
No, I'm saying, but yours is charisma, isn't it, for your
Nah, I'm
character
strength.
class?
I'm strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
He's
then-
going to be strength, and then he's going to become a paladin of Jakur.
Yeah.
That would work, yeah.
So is
Now
he
that-
okay with me holding on to it until?
Yeah, I mean, it's
I'm
just
pretty
collecting
sure
dust
you can just
otherwise.
come back to read it.
Right. If no one's read it, then it's still
I
valid.
mean, would you prefer to hold on to it with you, or would you prefer to keep it under my adamantine safe?
Under your adamantine safe, definitely.
There you go.
Well, I'll definitely take that that quickness one or whatever. I'll read that for a couple days.
Sure.
I'm so weak.
Do
I'm like,
we
oh my god, you what?
do we want to go to Eberron to get that material?
I mean, makes sense. We need to make materials for
We're gonna have
prepping in
to, yeah.
advance.
From what I can tell, time passes equally here and on Eberron.
Well, that's great. But I don't want to get into time. Time's a whole nother Oof.
Mr. DM man,
Yes,
do you mind putting the thing in the fridge for me?
sure. So, Tom and and Kindroth start talking about how to get you all to Eberron. And over the course of this week, you all read your books
Except
and get
for
your
Bren,
respective
who holds off.
ASI increases.
Yay!
And Kindroth has come up with a way to get you to and from Eberron.
Well, that's handy.
ASI increase.
Ability
Yes.
score increase from the +2 whatever book you read.
Yeah, so you
So yours
get more
was the-
strength.
Yeah, yours was the strength book.
You have now a +2 miscellaneous in your
Strength
uh,
department.
strength.
Yeah, he read strength.
I read the agility, and he read the strength, and whatever you read, I guess, would be the last one, which is wisdom,
Wisdom.
which I would gladly take that if you don't want that one either.
Sure.
That's my second ability score I need actually. It's
Yes, I
Dex and
believe
wisdom.
other modifier.
Yeah.
Also, what do you need them for?
What, me?
He needs to
Do you
look.
need it to be a natural score? Because we can get you.
No, he
other
just
kinds of
wants to be
score.
able to look better.
I don't need no. So my Dex is 20, so I didn't need that. No, but my natural score for wisdom is only 17 right now.
Because we can get you a item of +2 wisdom.
Is that one
We can
mine?
like just go down to the store and pick one of those up.
Oh,
Awesome.
because that's my
Yeah.
secondary feature or ability for my spellcasting, which I don't ever do.
Yeah, because I think thingy of owl something or other is an item that's just kind of common. I mean, not like common, but like we could just go get them.
What are
My
you
phone's
talking about?
dead.
I forget what it's called, but it's like it's the +2 wisdom item.
Ion Stone?
What the fuck? Oh my god.
No, there was one in addition to the ion stone. I mean, we could get an ion stone, but those are kind of annoying because they're all like floaty and shit. They're pretty cool, but someone can just snatch it out of the air.
Wisdom's a hat.
Oh, is it a hat?
Yeah.
And if it has to be attuned, I already got my 3 attuned items.
All the mental shit is hats, all the physical shit is belts.
That makes sense. All the physical beings like their belts. Why the fight? Was it the UFC or whatnot? Have the champion belts?
Why the fuck?
But-
I tried to edit the strength, but I couldn't
Mhm.
edit it, so I went into the
Oh,
abilities.
all you do is
and then
you
I
click on
clicked
the
on
big
manual
number.
roll, but it fucking reset
So if
everything.
you
No,
go-
click on the big number and then you go to other modifier and you put it there.
Yeah.
Too late. I don't know how to revert this.
What
Hey,
did you do?
Fix.
So I need to add 1 to all my dex throws right now on this character sheet, which I am slowly updating, even though it's never going to get used again.
Yeah, you're fine, Al,
Huh?
with what you've done.
No.
Yes.
No. It's all fucked up.
It's so annoying that there's only 3
I'm supposed
dex
to have
abilities.
21 charisma and 18 con. It's for some reason it's 22. And fucking what the fuck? Too tired for this. If it says
It's
manual,
fine.
why can't I just like, put it in manual?
I'm feeling that we should probably end for the day. On that.
Well, it's only 1:30. Well, here I don't know about y'all.
Here. But in Japan, it's like what, 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning?
Yeah.
And he had a long night or long day at work. So
Ah.
yeah.
That's why I'm like, and he sounds kaput.
Irish kaput.
All right.
Is it
So
time for Al to
Dexterity
go sleep?
works. Dexterity's right. Constitution's not right. Constitution's now right. Now just charisma.
Like the only I know I want still is to get my dex 30 now, so I can be the guy's like, you seen him? Oh my god, it's a feat.
So, how much do we need to prepare to be able to get to
You
Eberron?
seen his feet?
Because it sounds like that's what we're doing first.
Yeah,
Kondrath has obtained the materials to get there.
because it makes
so there's
sense,
nothing to gather?
No.
right? And I mean, it would make sense for us to do that too, because I mean, prepare what you need to destroy, so when you collect it, you can go and destroy it. Versus having, okay, now that we've gone this, now we're gonna hold on to them forever while we try to figure out how to destroy it. That's the only one that needs materials, right? 'Cause the other one was figuring out how to do the gate within a gate, which we talked a little bit about earlier. 8 magicians who can cast disintegrate. And what was the last one? Was the depth of the
Plane
one
of water.
plane? Yeah. So really, we
Go
just
the
need the
deepest
materials.
part of the infinite depth.
Right. Figuring out how to get there might be hard, yeah. Because the deepest heart of the very
And how to
deepest.
not die from all that pressure.
All right, not -1 strength no more,
What
baby.
pressure?
Let's go.
You with me at the 11 strength
You don't-
now?
Pressure doesn't happen for.
What is the thing that we need from the other place? The material that we need.
Electrificated psi crystal.
Is that something that can just be bought? Like, can we just send someone to just go buy some?
Not really.
Is that
You need
found
to
in
find
We
it.
gotta
Korea?
we gotta go mine some crystal.
And get struck by lightning.
Oh, now we're talking like martial
can't do
arts
that here?
shit.
Psi crystal
not on
doesn't
this
occur naturally
universe.
in this universe.
Didn't you say that Psycrystal grew in Minith? Wasn't that one of the missions we had to go get Psycrystal?
Kind of.
Different kind of psi crystal. That's a regular psi crystal, not a electrical psi crystal. There's a whole different class.
Okay.
It's the Gangnam Style Psy.
That sounds like I'm remembering something I'm not supposed to remember. is
No.
what I heard.
The psi crystal in Meneth, when it's struck by lightning, just shatters.
Oh,
It's a weaker form. It's a
More or less.
it's like a low end. We need
there
a high
are fewer
end.
psionics in this universe than there are in the Eberron universe, which makes the psionic connection, or the connection from the material plane to the plane of psionics more profound in Eberron,
Now this really
which
started to sound
means
like some of
that
the
the
martial
psi
arts books I
crystals,
read.
which makes the psi crystals a lot stronger and
It
more
always
durable
seems
on
like
Eberron.
our normal ass fucking world is always the weaker version of everything.
Well, I mean, that's
Kind
why
of.
you start off low
Yeah.
level, right?
I mean, they nerfed the hell out of 4,
Everything.
and then they nerfed the hell out of 5.
Yeah.
That's basically what happened.
How is this
for
like the
4,
main
they
realm
nerfed
and
the
every
hell
other
out of
realm
3,
can
5.
fucking kick our asses?
Yeah, and then they were like, "Oh, it's still too crazy. Okay, we're gonna nerf 4 for 5."
I just like how I have a horse and we never use it.
You should.
Question:
We use it like once or twice.
If it's the
Right.
connection to the psionic plane, can we just get psi crystals from the psionic plane?
Theoretically, but they would need to be specific types.
Sure,
And
but
it
I
would be,
mean,
and it would be a lot harder to get to the plane of
correct
psionics.
place. Okay. Well, you mean the particular place in the plane of psionics, right?
No, I mean the plane of psionics is hard to get to
Can't I
because
just go there?
it's distant, which means that you need to do like 50 fucking plane shifts,
Oh, okay.
which you can do, but it takes a while, and then you need to find psi
Yeah.
crystals within there.
Yeah. That's the part that I was thinking would be the
Once there, then you have to find the shit.
yeah.
They
Here, crystal, 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 crystal.
Boom.
know where some are at in the other place, like, but there's just hard to get them because I'm guessing the psionic plane's probably not called. Whereas Eberron's inhabited, and people might know where to look.
Probably.
Sonic.
Plus, I mean, Thumb is from Eberron, so he probably knows where they grow in Eberron.
True. We have an insider.
All right.
Dumb
Had
can
a-
go wrong.
Oh, so many things can go wrong.
Everything can go wrong.
If we're going to a stronger world, that just means there's stronger enemies.
It's more complicated than that. The main thing I'm worried about, and this is something that I could probably talk to Kendroth and Thalm about, but does that mean that the weave is going to work differently there? Because didn't the Mistra here change the weave to
Yep.
make like high level spells not available, like 10th
High level
spells
spells
not
aren't
available?
available in Eberron either.
Oh, they weren't there either.
No.
Okay, so it's 3-5 to 4 that happened.
Uh,
Okay.
Eberron is 3-5.
Oh, it is?
2E to 3-5 is where it happened.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember.
I'm just confused.
just
I have no
remembered.
clue about these. I only know 5.
Yep.
I don't even know a lot of that because this is more so-
3-5 was nice. I enjoyed
3-0 was a
3-5.
nightmare.
Got 3-5.
Oh god, it
book
was.
here.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. It
I would say
was.
was just 3 so bad they had to like revamp it and call it 3-5.
Let me put it to you like this. If you fail the saving throw for harm, your HP's now 4.
There were things that were save or die. A lot of them.
Yeah.
In 3.
Because I'm like, why would they make it 0.5 unless it was just so bad that they had to fix a lot of shit and they just gave it a
I
new.
mean, that's kind of what they did. Yeah.
Like Whale of the Banshee, Circle of Death, Finger of Death.
It's
There's a
also
reason why they're
why
called
Old school
death
nerfing, dude.
spells.
it's also why Pathfinder exists.
Yeah.
Like Pathfinder exists because 3.0 was
Nuts.
I thought Pathfinder exists because 4 was bad.
Because I
So
never hear about
No,
4
it
ever either.
started. It's
Yeah.
why it became so popular, is because 5 was bad or 4 was bad. It
I don't even-
became what 4 should have been
Yes.
because it kind of had a little bit of parallelism when there was 3.5 because people are like, okay, Pathfinder's good, but 3.5 really fixed most of the problems. Then 4 came out and they're like, okay, yeah, no, we're gonna do Pathfinder instead.
I say you don't hear about 4 either. I heard about 3-5 and 5.
We don't talk about 4.
Do you want dailies, weeklies, monthlies?
4.
The
3?
only thing
And I
that
only hear about
people
the. Nope.
the only thing people carry over from 4 to 5 is bloodied,
Yeah.
which
A lot
is
of people
they
do
are
that.
under half health.
Wow.
That's
and it's
the
just it's
only
more
thing.
of a it's more of just something that people will say is that they are bloody.
Like,
It's
Yeah.
not
well,
a
There's no
status or
special
anything.
things that go
well, you just
along
do
with
what
it.
the first Dungeons and Dragons did. You rolled your dice and whatever
Sure.
your first stat, your second stat, and then you already have your character built, and you hope to God the stats were your character. That's how they did. It used to be, I guess, first edition. They would build their character, and then they would roll the stats for their character. And the first one they
I
roll was
actually
strength.
kind of
They-
like the what is it? I think it's called Dungeon Crawl. You generate like 100 characters or something like that.
Yeah.
Almost all of them die in character creation.
Yeah.
And then the one that doesn't die is the one you play.
Yeah.
that makes sense. All I know is when I was reading about the first one, they build.
Then there's
So I
always,
have to
if
say
you
I
roll
like the magic
absolute,
system in Dungeon Crawl.
one of my favorite
It's
things to do
insane,
though
but
is if I roll like no higher than a 13 on my stats, I just go, my character decides to be a farmer, and I re-roll a
Yeah.
new character.
Right, 'cause, like if you re-roll and all
My
your stuff's
character's
so
now
low,
an NPC.
Yes.
it's just like this. You will meet this NPC along your quest somewhere.
I rolled
Mhm.
a
So you go
3
to one
for
town. There's my
intelligence.
character.
I rolled a 3 for intelligence. I'm playing an orc, so that's a -2. So that's a 1 intelligence. He is now an animal and controlled by the DM.
Mhm.
He's essentially a barbarian who never leaves his can't think.
Exactly. Can't think. So,
Strength.
you heading to Eberron?
Everyone.
I mean,
I feel like we should make some preparations first, but yes, I think so.
Eberron's not that dangerous.
Come on, just jump on the boat. Right.
I mean, I say we go.
Also, what's our exit strategy? How are we getting back?
Same way we're getting there.
They've already got it all
Okay, you're
planned
coming
out.
with us then.
With love.
I mean, why
Okay.
did I just disconnected? What?
Yeah. Good job.
I keep ping symbol and whatnot. I
Good job.
So Kendroth and Thalm are coming with us then.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm much less concerned now.
There,
I was more
guys.
like I'm seeing us getting stuck there somehow because we fuck up. Like,
I mean, that could still
I mean, yeah, it could still happen, but at least like the people who know how to get us there are with us.
Well, I mean,
So
Dom
you
was
know.
gonna come because he's our insider. You know, we have to have somebody guiding us around, knowing the place or the world.
Jakkur has some stuff he'd want to do here first, but he'd probably have done that over the last couple days.
Right. I mean, we had a
Because
week
he
when we
probably
were
reads
reading books.
faster than some of the other people, or more specifically, can read for longer in a day than some of the other people.
Well, when your intelligence is
Because
what 24,
You can
you
take
probably
up
understand it.
to well, so you can take up to 6 days to read the books, but you technically only need 48 hours of reading, whatever
Correct.
distribution you use within those. You just have to take less than 6 days to do it. And
Correct.
so
Right.
Jakkur would be able to power through it in like 2 or
3.
3 days.
Yeah. Well, 2 days would be non-stop, no sleep.
No.
48
yeah, no,
hours.
it would be actually, yeah. Sorry, it would be 48 hours.
You would
Yeah,
probably do
so
like 3
3 or 4
days
days.
of. Yeah. If you did
So,
18-hour days, slept 8
Thom
hours.
and Kendroth
Hours.
begin drawing a very complicated magical circle on the ground of Jakkur's living room.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
there's probably like specifically a nice flat area for specifically that in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes them about 20 minutes to get everything set up. Um, Kendroth then says, "All right, so everyone stand in the circle. Hold on to each other. I'm going to cast silence because this will be a very loud spell. And then I'm going to cast the spell. So whatever you do, do not let go of each other."
Too
So
late.
Do we have like a sticking charm that we can just apply to everyone so everyone's literally stuck together?
not that I know of.
How about
What
rope?
about tying a rope around everyone?
Sure. Rope works.
Yeah, let's do
Make
that.
a
Just
make
to
a
make it a little extra safe.
make a use rope check.
Okie
Who's
dokie.
doing it?
Can we just take like 20 minutes and
Yeah.
like take 20?
Yeah. You can.
Considering we're doing dimensional travel, we probably want to make sure the knot's really good.
Yeah.
So who's tying the knots here?
Everyone.
Whoever's got the highest check, everyone.
So what? Just a random D20.
No.
No,
We
doesn't
are
matter.
taking 20. We're just taking forever to do it.
Yes.
Oh,
Taking
it's
20 means
slow.
you take 20 times as long, but you're guaranteed to do it as best as you can.
Yeah, the best you possibly can, but it takes 20 times as long.
Yes. So
Like, but what would
after
we roll?
We
it'd be
would
sleight of
roll
hand.
use rope, sleight of hand. Yeah.
Use rope is no longer a skill. It was in 3.0.
Yeah,
Bad.
I'm so used to that. I'm just like,
See-
use rope. Wait, no, that's not a thing.
Yeah. Just like you roll balance.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
like, I don't want to take that long.
You roll hide, you rolled move silently.
See, I got a 22 with my sleight of hand. We'll take,
Not
Yeah,
good
but
we'll
enough.
take forever.
if we take 20, then we can at least have it 26.
Oh, for all the rest of y'all get the +6 or whatever. I mean, how's that
I mean,
work?
I have +6 to my sleight of hands.
My sleight of hand's a +11.
So you could get a
Yeah,
31.
so we could have a 31.
All right, so you all get the rope tied around yourselves and each other. Kendroth casts silence, and he begins casting the interdimensional travel spell.
Singing, it's silent, so no one can hear.
Mhm.
One of
We
the
can't hear
songs
you.
I
Is it 'cause
like
of silence?
in Dreams.
You're muted, so
She's not muted, but we just can't hear her.
yeah, she
It's
is
kinda-
muted.
So basically, I have really crazy, weird dreams, and sometimes they bend reality. So just picking a random song that's popped up in one of my dreams and singing it now that no one can hear me sing.
Ah,
All right, so when Kendroth finishes the spell, you see the glyphs lift from the floor and spin around you. And everything start to fade to darkness, except stars speckle in your vision. These stars seem to shift and move subtly in the sky, eventually settling to a position that is unfamiliar to you. When you come to, you are in the middle of a field, and you look up and see a beautiful ring on the planet and 12 moons in the sky.
That's a lot of moons.
Thom just says, "Welcome to Eberron."
I wonder how that affects the tide.
Those are I don't know, but there used to be 13.
That probably fucks the tide up even more.
What are
They're
you
a lot more
losing?
beautiful than
The
the
same way we
stories I
lost
heard
a whole
of them.
fucking plane. Or a whole month to our
What?
calendar.
Huh?
Eberron used to have 13 planes connected to it, 13 moons, 13 dragon-marked houses, and 13 months to our calendar. We now have 12 of all of those.
They lost
You know
the
which
whole.
plane you lost?
Zoriat, the plane of chaos and madness.
They lost your plane.
Oh.
But it came back into procession a few years back. I think it was like 50 at this point. Me and a group of my friends kind of put a stop to that. Anyway,
So the 13th moon is not coming back.
no, it was destroyed by a giant super weapon. And I mean, giants made the super weapon.
I see. Testing to see whether or not I can actually use magic here.
What do you do? What do you cast?
Since I get it back out of short rest, I'm actually going to cast a leveled spell.
Okay.
Which is.
I'm looking.
I just my initiative goes up by 1 too.
Yep.
I
I'll
mean, like,
try casting Thunderstep,
Okay, you do so.
and it works normal.
Yep.
Okay.
Try to summon an
I'm
object using my innate.
What did you say, Efren?
I try to summon an object using my innate skill.
It works.
Well, if the weave is different here, it still works well enough for me.
I look around at the weave. Does it look pretty much the same?
Yeah, I mean, there are a few subtle differences, but
Yeah, but
not really enough to futz with anything.
cool.
Alright, we should be somewhere in Valinor.
Question out of character. Is Owl still up to more? Because he sounded not earlier.
Yeah, I thought we were just saying that we were going to Eberron and not stopping.
Oh?
Is he awake? Someone look at the stream. Is he asleep?
He doesn't have his face shown.
He might be asleep.
Oh no.
With the stream on. Oh no.
Right?
His mouse hasn't moved in a while.
We oopsie.
Ow. Does anyone have her number?
No.
Maybe they could call her and tell her to go in there and like shove him to turn off the stream.
We forgot, student. Sorry, Owl.
Because I'm trying to think, is there a way that we can like kill the stream so that it's not running in the background? Because God knows what he might say in his sleep. I don't know.
I
Ow?
don't.
We kept going like, yeah, we should stop the stream so that he could go to bed. Okay, what's next? Wait, oops.
Do we have any like uh Can we like redeem a sound maybe?
I don't have any sounds to redeem.
Oh, I have an idea. Hold on. Where is my troll thing? This might work.
Troll thing.
Oh,
Hi.
Kitty boy,
was that him?
Huh? What?
you're awake?
Yeah.
He's alive.
I was
We
just
were
I was just
wondering,
I was just praying to Jagor silently.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Oh.
we were just talking
What's
about
wrong
if
with
we should end it, and then you weren't there.
We were worried that like you had like fallen asleep or something.
No, it's just like
I was gonna try to wake him up like this.
in the dream realm. That's all.
Okay, stop the stream before you fall back asleep again.
Okay, I'm
Good
gonna.
night, Owl.
I love you guys.
Good
Did
night.
did we win?
Stop the stream.
Did
Yes.
Yes,
we
we
win?
won.
Yay! Nighty night. We won.
Night night. I'll stop the stream.
God.
He hasn't stopped the stream yet.
We
No,
won.
he hasn't moved his mouse at all.
He moved the mouse, I think. Hey, something's happening. Stream is ending. Night, everyone. Oh dear.
Oh my god.
Have a lot of stream lag.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
it's
I
not terminated yet though. It's just on the is ending screen.
Yes.
The audio's still live.
Of course it is.
Yep. Owl, maybe you should skip the ending screen for now and just like terminate the stream before you fall asleep again.
Good night,
I
man.
think he's asleep already.
He got to the it's ending, guys, and he went back to sleep.
Yeah, but it doesn't turn off when it's ending.
Right.
It's, lights
Right,
are
it's
still
just-
live.
Oh my
Yeah,
It's
'cause
just
it's
on
god.
the
just
ending
the-
screen.
Right. He has it on the ending screen, but the sound and everything and all that's still live.